Cause I know you want me, baby, I think I want you too. They call me Superman, I'm here to rescue you. I wanna save you, girl, come be in Shady's world. They call me Superman, leave 12 hoes in a single bound. I'm single now, got no ring on his finger now. I'd never let another chick bring me down. A relationship, save it, bitch, babysit, you make me sick. Superman ain't saving shit, girl, you can jump on Shady's dick. Straight from the hip, cut to the chase. I tell a motherfucker, slap to her face. Play no games, say no names. Ever since I broke up with what's her face, I'm a different man. Kiss my ass, kiss my lips, bitch my ass. Kiss my dick, get my cash. I'd rather have you with my ass. Don't put out, I'll put you out. Won't get out, I'll push you out. Buzz blew out, poppin' shit with a bitch on fire to put you out. Am I too nice? Buy you ice, bitch, if you die, I'll buy you life. What you tryna be my new wife? What you a riot, fuck you twice. But I do know one thing though, bitches they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday through Sunday, yo. Maybe I'll love you one day, maybe we'll someday grow. Till then just sit your drunk ass on that fucking runway, ho. Cause I can't be a Superman, 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 you're Superman, you're Superman. Don't get me wrong, I love these hoes, it's no secret, everybody knows. Yeah, we fucked, bitch, so what? That's about as far as your buddy goes. We'll be friends, I'll call you again, I'll chase you around every bar you attend. Never know what kind of car I'll be in, we'll see how much you'll be partying then. You don't want that, neither do I don't wanna flip when I see you with guys. Too much pride between you and I, not a jealous man, but females lie. But I guess that's just what sluts do. How could it ever be just us two? I never loved you enough to trust you. We just met and I just fucked you. But I do know one thing though, bitches they come, they go. Saturday through Sunday, Monday through Sunday, yo. Maybe I'll love you one day, maybe we'll someday glow. Till then just sit your drunk ass on that fucking runway, ho. Cause I can't be a Superman, 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 can't be a Superman. Can't be a Superman. Don't get me wrong, I love these hoes, it's no secret, everybody knows. Yeah, we fucked, bitch, so what? That's about as far as your buddy goes. We'll be friends, I'll call you again, I'll chase you around every bar you attend. Never know what kind of car I'll be in, we'll see how much you'll party and then. You know, girl, I love these hoes, it's no secret, everybody knows. Yeah, we fucked, bitch, so what? That's about as far as your buddy goes. We'll be friends, I'll call you again, I'll chase you around every bar you attend. Never know what kind of car I'll be in, we'll see how much your body goes. I can't be a Superman, 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 can't be a Superman.
I am your drama queen, and welcome to the drama castle. Overheard them mention hater, not a pretty word like moist or moisture. Wanna quit, but you know I'm a soldier. Try to get me out, you know it's game over. Say it's toxic, chaotic, unhealthy. Always play my cards right, don't test me. I'm not here to play nice, no I can't be. And if you're trying to stop me, that's a guarantee. Too many people try to get me out, and it worked for a second, but I'm back now, better than ever. Welcome to the drama castle. I am your drama queen, and welcome to the drama castle. You try to stop me, but you can't. Too many people try to stop me, but you can't. You can't.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I see somebody's got to go to bed soon. It's late. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Jillykins. Hello, hello, hello. It's after 2 a.m. I was just about to go to bed. Oh, I won't be long, I promise, because this is gonna be a short one. It's got to be a short one because I'm not talking about crazy people and crashing out. So I don't know if you guys have seen the news. Obviously, with the title of the stream, you guys have an idea, but there's now this rumor going around that Netflix is thinking about buying WB. So for those of you who don't know or understand, WB's been struggling for a little bit. I don't know what's been going on as far as the business side of things. Yeah, they've been sold to Discovery, and now David Zaslav, who is the CEO of Discovery, is pretty much trying to sell WB off again because it's not making money, guys. It's not doing well. And I don't know if it's necessarily to be faulted on the content they're putting out. I think overall cinema in the superhero, I think the superhero trend is dying out, to be quite honest with you. I think people are not as excited for superhero films as they used to be. So by the way, this is not even confirmed. If you look up where the sources are, it's an unconfirmed rumor that Netflix is wanting to buy WB. Now, the reason why I'm talking about it is because, once again, this brings the Zack Snyder's fandom, notorious for being absolutely delusional about everything involving Zack Snyder. They had this movement, sell Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix for a long time. So this news has definitely made them lose their fucking marbles, guys. So we're going to talk about that and also explain why this is not the best idea. Like, the Zack Snyder fans think this is good for them, and it's actually not. This might actually be the worst decision. If Netflix is to buy WB, it might actually put the nail in the coffin for WB and all the DC properties, to be quite honest with you. But anyways, we're going to read the article. I saw this on Screen Rant because, again, this is unconfirmed. This is not even a confirmed story, and everyone's running with it. Like, I can't stand the internet because we all just run with fucking stories. So, hi everyone in the chat. I see a couple people in the chat. I see Anthony, Jillykins, Hate and Nate, Scattered Night, and the Geeks It podcast. So here's the article here. Title: New Netflix reportedly planning to bid to buy Warner Brothers. Not even like they're putting in a bid. So right now, from what I heard, from what's being circulated on the internet, Paramount is putting in a bid to buy WB. So here's the article right here. A new report, which, again, the report, we don't even know where it's coming from initially. A new report reveals that streaming giant Netflix is considering placing a bid to buy Warner Brothers. This news comes shortly after reports surfaced that Paramount was also looking to buy the studio behind Sinners, Weapons, and Superman this year alone. After Paramount CEO David Ellison's, quote, presumptive all-cash bid for Warner Brothers Discovery, Pucks, Dylan Byers has followed up to reveal that a, quote, a well-placed Hollywood source called to suggest blank that Netflix was also considering a bid for David Zaslav's WB CEO and president's assets. Byers acknowledges that this scenario was once implausible, but Ellison's seemingly limitless cash and ambitions have accelerated Hollywood's consolidation process, and his decision to bid for all WBD now, an attempt to preempt potential rivals, is forcing nearly everyone to dust off their models. These potential bids are coming after Warner Brothers' historic summer with a streak of successful movies at the box office. However, Puck reports that Stephen Calhall, oh my God, Calhall, I hate Calhall, of Wells Fargo, does not expect WBD stock price to move much beyond 19. Will go for all of WBD. So that means that a lot of people are probably just going for WB, but not necessarily go for DC properties, by the way. Thinking along the lines that Netflix would be interested only in Warner Brothers Studio and streaming operations, Byers says, as I discussed on Sunday, Zaz would need to convince his board and WB shareholder that there would be more value coming from the split. So this is what they're talking about, is splitting Warner Brothers Productions. So again, the Zack Snyder fans once again fucking jumping and screaming at the top of their lungs, oh my God, they're gonna do Zack Snyder's universe. We're not even talking about DC Studios. We're talking about WBs as a whole. And they're talking about breaking off WB, basically. Hello, people. Y'all don't understand business and know how this shit works. They're not even talking about DC. They're talking about Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers as a whole. That's like Marvel has obtained Fox. They merged with Disney, actually. Let me rephrase. Disney took Marvel and Fox, right? Now, if Disney wanted to, they could give up Marvel to another company. They could give Fox to another company, and they could break all parts, because people don't understand how these studios function. Warner Brothers Studio is under the parent company. Okay, Warner Brothers is the parent company, right? Okay. So now Warner Brothers was bought by Discovery. So now Discovery is the parent company, and Discovery is selling off Warner Brothers. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that selling off Warner Brothers also sells off DC Studios. Discovery could still keep DC IPs, which, to be quite honest, they might just do that. They might just keep DC Studios and get rid of Warner Brothers. They might split it. As it says, it's a split. It's a split. Because what did we just read, guys? What did we just read? Okay. Zaslav need to convince his board and WB shareholders that there would be more value coming from the split. Okay. But we'll see. We'll see what Netflix buying Warner Brothers could mean for Hollywood. As far as what Paramount, and by the way, I think I understood that correctly. Before I got to correct myself. I'm not sure if he's talking about splitting it as far as like I feel like maybe they're referring to the split of Warner Brothers and Discovery, just to make sure we have all of that. So as far as what Paramount's possibly buying Warner Brothers means, the merger of the two of Hollywood's oldest studios could result in a powerful new institution in the industry. Ellison seemingly wants to go all in on this idea, as his goals is to buy all of Warner Brothers' assets, including games, comics, and more. Netflix offer might mean splitting up parts of the company. Okay? Now, personally, I think Paramount getting Warner Brothers makes the most sense, because like it said, they are Hollywood's oldest studios. 100% Paramount and WB would probably be a powerhouse of a company. Right. And I think Paramount would have more opportunities and probably more likely to help save whatever's going on at Warner Brothers right now, which is why nobody really fucking wants it. Okay. But Netflix entering the conversation makes this appear to be a debate between the old entertainment industry and the new. While Paramount and Warner Brothers have adapted to the streaming ages, Netflix launched this era. Thus, whether Netflix or Paramount ends up buying Warner Brothers and how lucrative that decision turns out to be could shape the future of Hollywood. And see, this is where the Snyder fans and fans in general seem to not understand. Okay? They seem to not understand that Netflix literally started the streaming service in general. Like, they started the streaming services of TVs and movies. Okay? And Netflix has a track record of canceling shows and canceling movie sequels or whatever because of the budget and the views. Like, Netflix is not sustainable when it comes to certain properties. And somebody on Twitter argued with me, well, Netflix has a lot of great hits. Yes, that is why they keep going. They have great hits. They have great hits, but even all the greatest shows that have ever come out on Netflix, they end. They end. Okay? Netflix is not in the business of starting franchises and then continuing them for decades to come. Netflix doesn't do that. Name one Netflix property that came out that is still going till this day. Since Netflix started doing original properties, name one franchise that Netflix has spearheaded. I'll wait. Name one. Can you name any? Here, I'll give you a hint. They came close with one. Kind of. Here's the thing. Stranger Things doesn't count because the next season coming out is the final season. They're not starting. I listen, until I hear otherwise. The next season of Stranger Things is done. They're gonna split that final season into 2 parts, like they have been doing with everything else. But then Stranger Things is in its own franchise. It's not gonna be. They're not gonna branch out and take the stories from different characters and start making side stories and shit. They're most likely not going to do that. So I tell you, name one original Netflix show that has a continuation or like that's its own universe right now. I'll wait. The fact that no one can think of one. The fact that no one can think of one is crazy. So the answer to that is right now, none. Netflix does not do franchises like that. Okay? Netflix's whole goal initially, okay? No more commercials, guys. No more of that. Stream, you could get, and mind you, in the beginning, they took out what? They got rid of rentals. They got rid of videos and DVD rentals. They killed Blockbuster, guys. Netflix killed Blockbuster in every rental store that ever existed. Those are gone now, thanks to Netflix. Cable TV had to adapt. Cable TV had to adapt to this new meta, which was Netflix streaming services. Okay? Now, again, Netflix's whole goal is streaming at home. Netflix has not been in the business of theatrical releases. So you guys over here, you're fucking Zack Snyder fans who desperately want Netflix to have Zack come back and make your movies. Well, guess what? You won't be seeing them in the fucking theater. Netflix doesn't have the budget to continue a lot of their shows. Juniper Legacy, fantastic show. Canceled after 1 season. Altered Carbon, canceled after 2 seasons. Okay? There are a ton of that got canceled after 1 or 2 seasons because of budget reasons, because the views weren't there, guys. But y'all want Netflix to own WB. You want Netflix to have the rights to DC Studios so they could come out with your Zack Snyder. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Again, these are fans who don't know the business side of the industry. Oh, but you do? Do you work in the industry? No, I don't, but I do understand the business. I do know people who work in the industry who will easily tell y'all why this is not the smart move, and y'all shouldn't want Netflix to have the rights to DC Studios, because that'll be the end of Superman on the big screen. That'll be the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I mean, there already was an end, because Netflix is not going to put out the money for the budget to bring back Henry Cavill, to bring back Ben Affleck, to bring back Gal Gadot, to bring back Ezra Miller. They're definitely not going to bring back Ezra Miller. Same streaming service that thought keeping cuties on their streaming service was the way to go. Just wanted to throw it out there. All the controversy surrounding cuties and all the people that are mad about it. But now we want them to do DC. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Netflix, we'll see. We'll see. Actually, how they actually know Wednesday season 2. Yeah, well, Wednesday, they are getting another season. They are getting one more season of Wednesday, by the way. Yes, they are doing at least one more season of Wednesday they're going to do. Stay going, but I think they are going to come out with at least one more season. It's not just 2 seasons. They're going to come out with another one. But let's continue. Our take on Netflix entering a bidding war for Warner Brothers. This is by Screen Rants. Byers also says that the whispers themselves are indicative of their feverish new era of M&A activity, catalyzed in largely part of Ellison's entry into the space. With sources at NBC Universal and Comcast also felt compelled to run the numbers on WB, major brands in Hollywood seem to believe that such takeovers and consolidations are necessary to remain relevant. Honestly, I think this is a bad decision for Netflix to want to have this, and Netflix is going to kill it. This is understandable given how many assets Disney has managed to claim in the past 2 decades, but it's also resulted in the overall markup of Hollywood being more but here's the difference, right? Here's the difference between Disney and Warner Brothers, right now, or I'm saying, let me just rephrase. This is Disney. Disney has obtained profitable properties. Okay, Disney obtained Marvel. Marvel's doing very well. They obtained Fox. Fox is doing very moves because, and here's the thing, Disney doesn't even necessarily need to do it. Disney itself is a powerhouse. Okay, Disney doesn't even need it, but they're like, you know what? Star Wars is doing really good. Let's take that. Marvel's doing really good. Let's take that. Fox is doing really good. Let's take that. Disney is making profit. WB has been sold multiple times, guys. There's a problem when you have a company that is being sold like this. This is not good for WB. This is not good. And people aren't paying attention to that. Why is WB not being held by any company that's obtained them? Okay? Why is that? If he's already looking to sell. David Zaslav has had WB for how many years? Like, what, 3-4 years? David Zaslav has had WB and he's already ready to sell it? And Snyder's gonna save it. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because if Zack Snyder's Justice League was so fucking amazing, they wouldn't have needed to sell it. They still sold it after the success of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't think the fans are really using their brain. They're going by their gut feeling. They're not looking at the business. They're not looking at this logically. If a company has been sold, and yeah, AT&T owned it at one point. I don't know why the fuck AT&T owned it. That was kind of crazy. But if two companies so far have basically passed around, this is like Power Rangers. Okay, think of it like Power Rangers. Han Saban sold Power Rangers to Disney. Disney, by the way, and Disney didn't know what the fuck to do with it. So they said, we don't want this. We don't want this. You want it back? And then it went to Hasbro. And Hasbro doesn't know what to do with Power Rangers. WB is in that same bubble right now. WB is literally in that same bubble. Oh, I'm roboting. Sorry if I'm roboting, guys. If anything, Netflix might become a large shareholder. Yeah, if anything. So let me stop sharing this. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why the audio is all weird. All right, does my audio sound better? TTS said that I was roboting. He said he tuned in and I was roboting. What up, memes? I see memes and instructions here. Paramount Skydance has been approved for merger, not Netflix. Well, I think that Netflix... Okay, yeah, I don't know what was going on. It might have been the screen. Screen had a lot of shit going on in it. Okay, so I got that off the screen. But with the article we read, right? Basically, what it comes down to is Netflix, everyone, all these fans, these Zack Snyder fans, you know, the weird ones we talk about, they're talking about, like, it's happening. Oh, my God, it's happening, bro. Bro, these type of fans, this is the fans that we're talking about. These are the type of fans we're talking about. These ones right here, man. These weirdos who don't understand business, who think that they know what the fuck they're talking about, that thinks that they know that, oh my God, Netflix, if Netflix buys Warner Brothers, they're going to bring Zack Snyder back because Zack Snyder's already been over there making 5 films for them, okay? Let's think about the films that Zack Snyder made at Netflix, okay? Zack Snyder has done, for Netflix, Army of the Dead, Army of Thieves, Twilight of the Gods, Rebel Moon 1 and 2. Okay, so Zack has made 5 exclusive to Netflix properties. Okay, now the only ones that you can honestly say, looking by the numbers, that were successful were Army of the Dead and Army of Thieves. Twilight of the Gods was pretty okay too, but the top 2 performing properties Zack has put out on Netflix was the Army of the Dead and Army of Thieves. Okay, Rebel Moon didn't do that good. Rebel Moon did not do that good. Me and TTS watched both films and we were like, yeah, this is not good. Okay? Not one of Zack's best films. I'm like hearing stuff. Okay, I'm like hearing shit. I'm like hearing shit in the other room. It threw me off. Okay, so there are three projects that Zack put on Netflix that were done very successfully. Okay, Netflix is not gonna bring back the Snyderverse, guys. I'm sorry, it's just a fucking fact. It's been too long. All of the original actors are definitely probably not going to come back to finish those movies. Okay, and even with that said, everyone thinks that they're going to fire James Gunn. Why would they let go of James Gunn? Do you know what Netflix will have on their streaming services moving forward? Peacemaker season 3. Okay, that'll be exclusively on Netflix. The reason why Netflix would want WB is so that they get the rights to the properties that WB told them they can't have to stream on their services. Netflix has always been about quantity, not quality. I want y'all to understand that Netflix has always been about quantity because they have a catalog of things for people to watch. Whether it's good or not, it's still there. So if y'all think that WB going over to Netflix is a smart move, you are going to be sorely mistaken. You're going to be sorely mistaken. You know, what was already streaming? Here's the thing, right? Everything DC and Warner Brothers that is on HBO Max, or Max, they call it now, right? All the fucking shows that are on Max are now going to be available on Netflix. Now, here's the thing, too. Netflix will probably work on a deal with Max and say, hey, we now own WB. We'll allow you to keep our WB stuff on there, but you're going to have to now pay us money to have it on your streaming services. That's the business of it. That's the business. So if y'all think that Netflix is going to be in the business to make movies, you would, like, here's the thing. You want Zack Snyder to make his films? Push for Paramount to get it. Paramount's still making movies. Paramount's still in the movie-making game. Netflix is not. At least not for theater. You guys want to see these movies on the big screen? Don't want Netflix to get it. Do not want Netflix to get it. The thing that makes me mad about these Zack Snyder fans too is they chose Netflix only for the fact that they know that Zack Snyder has a deal with Netflix to make stuff over there for them. Okay? That's the only reason why. But here's the thing. That contract's going to be up at a certain point. Wouldn't you want Zack to go to another production studio like Paramount? Like Paramount? What about James Gunn? The thing is, right, movie directors, they go wherever the money is, right? James Gunn has worked with many different studios, okay? He's not gonna, like, if they decide to get rid of Gunn, will they get rid of Gunn? I think John Campion made up this rumor. Well, this rumor isn't confirmed. This is not a confirmed rumor. And when I heard it, I said, oh, God, here we go. The first thing I thought is this is going to get the Zack Snyder fans' panties in a knot. They're going to go crazy. And they are. They are literally going apeshit on social media about this story. And I'm sitting here like, y'all are still so dumb. Y'all will jump on anything to push your narrative that Zack Snyder has a chance to make this universe. Oh, my God, we won. I love how it's always we, right? It's we. It's not Zack. It's not about Zack Snyder. I've said this many times for many years, and I'll keep saying it. These fans don't really give a fuck about Zack Snyder. They don't care about Zack Snyder and what Zack Snyder wants to do. They only care about what they want. They want Zack stories to come out. They want Zack, and it's not even about that. It's literally just because they want the relevancy. They want to be the ones that say hashtag I told you so. That's what they want. Especially the YouTubers that have been making money and growing from this shit. It's all about them. It's not about Zack. It hasn't been about Zack Snyder in years. It hasn't been about Zack Snyder in years. It hasn't even been about DC. I'm fans of DC and Zack Snyder. I just want to see good superhero movies. Me and CTS watched the Superman movie, James Gunn's Superman movie last night. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was great. I loved that version of Superman. I thought the actor did really well. And yes, there are people who are like, I can agree. The only issue I have is like, Superman's parents. Superman's parents. A little too country for me. A little too country. I mean, I get it. They are from the country, but like they really pushed on that country aspect. Like, oh, we got to make them really, really country, like very ignorant and stuff, which kind of bothered me. I'm like, I get they're old and stuff, but like the way they kind of made him stumble with the freaking cell phone shit was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy. I was like, okay, like we really just pushing on the fact that the Kents can't use cell phones, sure. But I wasn't mad at it. I thought it was done really well. But Zack Snyder fans, if it has nothing to do with Zack, we don't like it. Even though it was a solid movie. It was a solid movie. And I'm sorry, the fans need to stop being so goddamn nitpicky with everything. Oh my god, this Superman is not that good because bro, if you don't like that Superman, go back and watch Man of Steel. Go back and watch Christopher Reeve films. Like, I'm sorry, it is 2025. You're not going to get the Superman movies you wanted and loved back when you were younger. It's time for other superhero stories to be told. But, like I said, what do I know, guys? I'm just a nobody trash YouTuber, right? That's just all I am. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. It is what it is. I don't know. This story just bothered me because these fans... They give fandoms a bad name. They really do. It makes me so mad because I love fan bases. I think a lot of people are really good. I think it brings people together, and we all get to be nerdy and meet new people and have fun and cosplay and shit. But then you have fans like this, and they're absolutely disgusting, and they make you embarrassed to even say you like the same shit that they like. Like, I don't like talking about movies I like anymore because I'm tired of arguing with people about it. I'm not allowed to like something that people don't like, And I was on Twitter, and I don't know if you guys know Heels Babyface. I'm going to have to do a whole stream about that guy. I don't fucking like that guy because I'm getting tired of YouTubers masking their sexism, their racism, and all this other shit and their homophobia on criticism. Guys, there's too many niggas on the screen. It's just my criticism. No, like, bro, what? I'm so tired of it. And back in the day, I used to be like understanding of the anti-woke side, but I'm at the point where I can't even understand it anymore. Y'all are killing entertainment for me. Y'all, I won't even say killing. You have killed entertainment for me. I used to love talking movie talk with people online. Now I can't stand it. Now I just talk about the drama surrounding it. Because that's all I fucking see with all these properties now is drama. It's really sad. It's actually really fucking sad. Because it kills cinema. And I tell people all the time, stop listening to these fucking content creators that are telling you shit. This dude, his name's Heels Babyface. He was a dude who went viral for crashing out over a video game, giving you options to use pronouns. Remember that? Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! That guy, that Australian dude who fucking pronouns. He made a post about a character who happens to be a cyborg, and he positioned it as they're making Cyborg from DC a woman. No, dude, it's not Victor Stone. It's not Victor Stone. It's just a woman who's a cyborg. A cyborg is a person who has, computer components, mechanical components. That's what a cyborg is. DC doesn't own the rights to the name cyborg. It's literally a word. The character is named Cyborg, but it's Victor Stone. And they're just saying, no, this is not Cyborg from, the Justice League. This is just a woman who happens to also be a cyborg, right? And this dude, like, and it's like sad because people are calling him out and he started calling people twats and shit. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, do you not know what a cyborg is? Like, it's crazy. And then people, I don't know what's sad. The fact that he really believed that they were gender and race swapping a character like Cyborg, or the fact that there are people who believed that that's what happened because this guy said so. And unfortunately, it is literally the latter. People legit believed that they were gender swapping a character that's like, what? Like, oh my God, like my head hurts talking about it. My head hurts talking about it. That's why I'm just like losing my brain cells with this. Cause like, bro, this is where we're at. This is where we're at, guys. This is where we're at. Oh man, it's funny. He's a decade older than you. Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like the anti-woke people anymore. I used to be fine and understood where they were coming from, but not anymore. And I just can't anymore. It's like I said, oh, he's British. I don't care where he's from. He's a fucking asshole. He doesn't know shit about fucking comics. He doesn't know shit about anything. He's an outrage baiter. And I can't stand outrage baiters like that. You know, if you genuinely care about this shit, that's one thing. But the fact that he has said some of the most dumbest fucking things I've ever heard come out of somebody's mouth involving things that people have easily just proven, and he still continues to grow and piss off. It's stupid. Oh, Johnny, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. But these anti-woke YouTubers are just as bad, man. Like, they're fucking awful. You know, when I saw that tweet, and then I saw somebody correct him. You know, cyborg is just a term that means you're a human that has robot components, right? And he's like, you know, twat's also a word. I'm like, wow, way to call somebody a twat for actually correcting you on something that you sounded stupid on. And that became, now that person's a twat because you're an idiot. I don't like him. Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, he is absolutely one of the worst anti-woke content creators that I have seen. I don't know what it is about him, but he just makes me like want to fucking hurt someone. I hate that man with a passion, dude. Because it's like it's again, he's taking advantage of what like Zack Snyder fans. They take advantage of a fandom and push out outrage content. And it helps them grow. And it's disgusting because, like, I would never take advantage of fans' like hopes and dreams, right? I'm a realistic person. I live in reality. So if I'm gonna sit here, I'm not gonna sit here and say, yeah, guys, you know, there's a chance that Zack Snyder's verse will come back. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna explain to you why I don't believe that Zack Snyder's universe come back. It's not because I don't want it. It's because I live in reality. And I understand how businesses operate, especially big corporate business. Multi-billion-dollar companies are not that big for no reason, you know? And for fans to think that they know better than the fucking people that are literally sitting there making money and driving fucking stupid cyber trucks around. It's not about the cyber truck, guys. It's about how much it costs. All right, let's keep it real. No one's buying a fucking cyber truck for the aesthetics, okay? You're buying it because it's an expensive car and you want to flex. But this is what I mean. These companies and these people in the industry, they're not where they are because they sat and listened to a bunch of fucking fans who think they know better. Okay? That's not how it works. And I think it's hilarious that these fans, especially Zack Snyder fans, Zack Snyder is notorious for this. And it's like the industry does know that y'all exist and they laugh at you. They laugh at you. I've asked people who literally, bro, come at me, son. Sorry, I'm playing a game at the same time I'm talking. These people literally laugh at y'all. I've talked to people who are, I'll be like, do you guys even know, like, is this stuff things you guys talk about? He's like, yeah, the industry knows the things that are said on social media. They pay attention. They don't address it because they know better. They know it's like it's pointless to address critics online or haters online. They ignore it. But of course they're humans and they have their opinions. And their opinions is the Zack Snyder fandom, especially, they think it's hilarious how obsessed and insane they are. And to them, y'all are just still buying all the shit they're putting out, so they don't care. They laugh at you. They laugh at you. When the hashtag sell Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix became a thing, they laughed at it. James Gunn literally said it was a wacky hashtag. That is literally that's why. Do you understand that the Zack Snyder fandom has been mocked in movies and TV shows a bunch of times? You know that you know what I'm telling you is true. Just look at the proof. The Zack Snyder fandom has been mocked in so many different fucking TV shows and movies. And the fans get so, like, the Zack Snyder fans get so, like, I don't know if they get triggered or, oh my God, look, they're noticing us. And I'm like, bro, you do not want to be the person getting mocked in a fucking TV show and movie and think that you guys are looking good, you know? But that's what they do. That is what they do. That is why they're fucking delusional. And I always anytime they're mentioned, I have to make fun of them because the industry does. because the industry also knows how delusional and unhinged and crazy these people are. Have they watched some of these YouTubers? Oh, I can guarantee you, like the Skywalker the Jedi guy that I've talked about before, the leader of the Zack Snyder cell, the Netflix movement or whatever. Oh, I know for a fact a couple people in the industry definitely know who that guy is. And especially after his stunt at the fucking Comic-Con with when he was bragging about trying to intimidate James Gunn. Yeah, they know who he is. They know who he is, and they think he's a fucking lunatic. They think he is a fucking lunatic. I mean, he is a lunatic. It's not like they think. They know he's a lunatic because, like, again, he is a lunatic. But the industry pays attention, but again, they don't care. They don't care. And I've said this to somebody before when they were trying to challenge me and talk shit and be like, oh, well, you don't work in the industry. How would you know? Or like, you know, we're the ones with the money. Why wouldn't they want this money? They always say that. We're the ones that with this money. Where's that money? Bro, where was that money for the stuff that Zack Snyder did after the Justice League? You know what I'm saying? Y'all talk about money, but I've said this many times. All they have to do is stop giving them money. I tell them this all the time, bro. Do you guys buy DC merch? Do you guys buy DC merch? Because if you buy DC merch, you're still giving money to them. Well, yeah, but I'm not buying James Gunn's DC merch. It doesn't matter. Like, it's all, like, the IP's owned by Warner Brothers. Oh, my God. Sometimes I sit there, like, I've literally told Zack Snyder fans how they can get the industry to listen to them, and they just choose not to do it. And I've said this every time, and this is to go towards everyone. If you want people to listen to you, stop talking and hurt them where they talk in their language. Hurt them where it really counts, their wallets. You know what I'm saying? Once you stop giving the industry money, they'll start listening. That, like, hello, do you understand analytics are, like, they look at the analytics and that's what they listen to. They listen to numbers. But again, the fans don't want to listen. They never want to listen. Right. Barbie and Deadpool made fun of the Snyderverse. Exactly. You know? And that's why I call these fans stupid. That's why I laugh at them. That's why I laugh at them. They're hate peddlers now. I you know what? That is exactly what they are. You know? And the thing that's funny is, again, I watched the new Superman movie. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought that the new Superman actor was fantastic. I thought he did a great job playing Clark Kent. You know, I thought he was really good, right? That's just my opinion. Now, the reason why people are saying, well, Superman didn't, like, break the record of Man of Steel. Bruh. What year did Man of Steel come out, y'all? Anyone in the chat remember what year Man of Steel came out? Okay? Because around that time, in that year, Marvel movies were killing it. DC movies were killing it. It was the time. It was the timing. Okay? And then what happened? Guys? We had a fucking pandemic which shut down the entire fucking country. And so the entire fucking world was fucking shut down. Okay? Cinema, theaters were shut down. The only thing, they had to start doing movie theater releases on streaming services. Okay? The pandemic kind of fucked the theater because once people got comfortable staying at home and watching movies in the comfort of their own home, in bed, with homemade meals instead of like popcorn and snacks, bro, in their pajamas and shit. Like, that's what people like to do. They're like, oh shit, I'm already paying like $20 a month or whatever it is. Like, you know, whatever it is now at the time. We'll say it's like, if you got it with your phone company, it's like you're paying $7 additional a month, right? So like, say you got T-Mobile, your streaming services on Netflix is like $7. Okay, cool. We got that. So you're sitting home and paying $7 a month to watch a shit ton of movies at fucking home instead of spending $25 at a fucking ticket, or if you're lucky to go to matinee. But instead of doing the traveling stuff, don't get me wrong, theater is a great experience. Having something on the big screen, the sound system, it's amazing, right? But at the same time, people realized during the pandemic that they'd rather just fucking stay home. They'd rather just stay home. And then on top of that, once the world started coming back to normal, once theaters started opening up, a lot of people weren't ready to go out. People were still afraid to leave their fucking house because the pandemic might have been like over, like people weren't getting as sick anymore. They were getting vaccinated and shit. But like people were still afraid to leave their houses. People were still afraid to leave their houses. The pandemic kind of killed theater. You know what I'm saying? So again, of course, Man of Steel was going to do better in the box office at the time when the world was still normal and people still had the same hype for superhero films. Of course. Like, I wasn't surprised. You know, I don't even know why people even talk fucking movie numbers on the internet anymore. Like, why do y'all even talk about movie numbers? How much money do you think this movie is going to make? I don't fucking know. I don't care. I don't care. Is it getting in my pockets? Is the numbers gonna be good for me? Am I making money off this movie? Then why do I care how much money it makes? I'm gonna go see it because I want to see it. Make it make sense. Who cares? I get tired. Like, I love some of my friends. I know they still talk movie talk, and I love y'all. And this is going out. So this is being definitely targeted at y'all because I love y'all. But y'all focus on the fucking box office numbers. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares about the box office numbers? It's not going into your own wallet. So why are we sitting there talking about the numbers? I don't care if Man of Steel did better than the Superman movie. Does that make it less of a good movie? No. Hello, box office numbers just means enough people didn't go to the fucking theater on opening weekend. They'd rather just wait for it to release on streaming service like I did. I didn't have the money to go to the theater. I saw it last night. It came out on friggin' streaming services. I don't know, we're watching this. That's what most people do now. They just wait for it to come on their streaming services. That's it. But let's talk about box office numbers, guys. Let's talk about box office numbers, guys. Well, Man of Steel did better than the Superman movie. Yeah, no shit. Of course it was going to do better than that. And even if it does, again, does your... Guys, let me ask you in the chat. Let me start talking about my opinion. Let me ask you, do you guys actually care about box office numbers? I genuinely want to know. Do you guys care? Does that mean the movie is not good if the box office numbers aren't there? I want to know what you guys think. For me personally, no. If the box office numbers aren't there, for me, I don't care. The movie's still good to me. Okay, why do you care about the box office numbers, Anthony? I need to ask you that. So you say you do. You say you don't. I need to know why. I want sequels. That's a good reason to care about the box office numbers. Okay? But here's the thing about sequels, right? It's DC. How many Superman movies have been made? You don't need a sequel to a Superman movie. Do you need a sequel to a Superman movie? How many Superman movies have come out? They're all different stories, either from the comic books or an original story. How many Superman properties have we had? When it comes to franchises like DC, like all those, you don't need the box office to be fucking outstanding. You don't need the box office to be outstanding for a sequel. Right. No, because there are more forms of revenue and Batman Begins failed at the box office. Right. And that's what I'm saying. When it comes to business, people don't understand it. When it comes to box office sales, people don't understand it. They assume that a movie is bad because the numbers weren't there. Nah, bro. It's just because people didn't want to go see it in the theaters. That's what that tells me. I'm not upset about it. It's not going to make me feel upset. The movie's still good just because it didn't do better than friggin' Man of Steel, which again, Man of Steel did better at the time because there was more hype for it then. And we weren't forced into being inside. Like, what do you mean? Oh my God. You know, these fucking fans think they know everything. I don't know everything. I just know how business works. And it's not that, it's not what people think, man. Oh my God. They're going to sell it to Netflix. Oh my God. Netflix is going to bring back Zack Snyder. No, the fuck they're not. Oh my God. They're not going to bring back Zack Snyder. I know they're not going to bring back Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder, if he was smart, he'd wait till they get that Paramount. Paramount makes more sense for Zack Snyder to be excited for it, to be quite honest with you. But, you know, again, what do I know? What do I know? I'm just a trash YouTuber, guys. Just a trash YouTuber. Woo! I'll tell you what. I don't know. That shit just pissed me off today. I'm like, I can't stand the fucking Zack Snyder fans. I can't. Like, if you were to ask me what fandom I hate the most, this is Zack Snyder fans. Like, I prefer dealing with the anime fans than the Zack Snyder fans any day. Yeah, that was a flop though. That was definitely a flop. The Mummy Returns, the Mummy remake was absolutely awful. I don't know what they were thinking. That should have never been a thing. A lot of hype plus a movie about Superman that would have made a lot more money than it did. I'm just saying, Johnny, I don't think people just aren't going to theaters like they used to. Like last few times I went to the movies, right? I went to the premiere of The Flash, which had a lot of hype around it. Theater wasn't packed. I went to the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Theater wasn't packed. Okay? And back when I used to go to the movies all the time, the theaters used to be packed with people. Like, you would be lucky to even get a seat. I'm telling you, like, Deadpool and Wolverine was the first time I've seen more people at the theater, but it wasn't even completely packed. Oh, Man of Steel. Yeah, no, 100%. Man of Steel definitely had way more hype for it and excitement. But, again, I don't think people are as excited for superhero films like they used to be, I really think that's what's happening. And I bring up normies, right? This is another conversation I had with somebody online because the fans don't get it. The industry is trying to create more fans, not cater to the ones that exist. They already do cater to y'all because they keep giving you these movies and they keep throwing in Easter eggs. But for the most part, they want more new people. They need new money. They already know they have fans' money. Again, do you have a Superman shirt in your closet? Are you wearing Superman underwear right now? Do you have Superman socks, Wonder Woman socks? Do you have figures? You have Superman figures in your home. Do you have a Superman and Batman plushie? Well, then guess what? You already gave them your money. That's the thing. People will say, "Oh, well, I'm going to pirate. I'm going to pirate the movies." I don't care if you pirate the movies. Go ahead, pirate the movies. Steal the movies. Have fun. But if you're still out there buying DC merchandise, you're still funding them. But the fans don't see it that way because they're fucking dumb. Absolutely fucking dumb. So here's the thing. Well, first of all, Zack was not the one who casted Jared Leto. That was David Ayer, I believe. David Ayer was the one who did. David Ayer had the Jared Leto Joker. And also I don't believe he did Aquaman, so I don't think he had Amber Heard. But he would definitely probably want Ezra Miller back. I'm pretty sure Zack would definitely have Ezra Miller back. No, I'm not wearing Superman underwear, Anthony. What the hell? As long as they stay with the origins. I'm tired of the origin stories, I'm not gonna lie. I was actually relieved that they skipped the Superman origin stories. Because I'm sorry, if you guys don't know Superman's origins, Batman's origins, Wonder Woman's origins, if you don't know the origin stories at this point, I don't know what to tell you. But the main reason why they always do the origin stories is primarily for new audiences who weren't comic book readers, but movie watchers. But even still, if you are at this point of whether you're a fan of just the movies or you're a fan of the comics, like, just saying, you guys need to understand these industries, they're not trying to cater to the fans. They're trying to get new audience. Same with Star Wars. I've been saying this about Star Wars for a long time. Like, Lucasfilm, he sold the thing to Disney, right? I know old school fans of Star Wars are bitching about the new Star Wars shit. I get it, but I'm sorry. It's not for you anymore. It's not for you anymore. You guys are grown adults. You've grown up. These Star Wars is for this generation. And I know y'all don't understand that, and it makes you mad when I say it, but that is just a factual statement. These new things coming out from DC, from Marvel, from Star Wars, this is all shit to cater to the new generation. Okay? That's why they're coming into this woke era. Now you got the anti-woke. The anti-wokies are old, bitter, mostly men, right? They're anti-woke because they live in the old school. They don't understand that these properties aren't for them anymore. They're not for us. They're really not. If you want to go back and watch good Star Wars films, go back to the old shit that you loved. Because they're not going to get, you can't replicate your fucking glory years as a child. You know, I get tired of listening to some of these YouTubers talk about the glory days when they were kids. When I was a kid and I was watching Superman, this is why I love Superman. Look how they do my boy. Look at how they do him now. Bro, you're trying to relive your fucking kid years as an adult. And I'm sorry, this shit is not for you. It's more for this generation of the young folks that are just being introduced to this shit. You know? I want my kid to be grown up and raised on the shit I was raised on. I'm sorry, times are different. Get with the program. This shit isn't for you. I've come to learn and accept that. This shit isn't for me. Oh my God, how come Wednesday is perceived so well? Why is Wednesday such a great fucking show when they've done so many different changes to some of the characters that, like, fans of the old school fucking Addams Family are enjoying the show? Why does Wednesday do so well? Well, I can explain that. Because it's a good story, and it's a good alternate story, alternate version of these characters. Jenna Ortega plays an amazing Wednesday. You know, they brought in, you know, Christina Ricci to play be in the first season. Like why was Cobra Kai done so well? You know? And let's be real. A lot of people who love Cobra Kai probably weren't even, I don't want to say a lot, like a good amount of people love Cobra Kai, but probably wasn't a huge fan of Karate Kid. Okay? Okay? Brent says Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Andor, Rogue One are doing great, but the sequel trilogy and Acolyte are woke trash. But see, that's the thing, Brent. First of all, the Acolyte did not do well because it was just not a great story. Okay? The sequel trilogy was not that great because it just wasn't a great story. And it didn't wrap up. So, like, they did Luke Skywalker dirty, right? I can understand why Star Wars fans were upset because, you know, the expectation of Luke Skywalker has been set for decades. And the way they did Luke Skywalker was kind of dumb. Okay? I will agree with that. But when you say, well, it's because it's woke trash, here's the thing. It had nothing to do with it being woke, Brent. It had all to do with the fact that The Acolyte was just not a good fucking show. The story was not good. And they thought bringing in the Korean actor who was in Squid Games to be one of the main characters in The Acolyte was going to help that show, and it still bombed. You know, that's why Acolyte didn't do well. You know, a lot of these shows don't do well, not because it's fucking woke, but just because they're just not good shows. And it's fine because, again, these shows aren't even for us. They are for the new generation of kids and teenagers, trying to get them into the fucking Star Wars. Because a lot of, I wasn't into Star Wars. Fun fact, I was not into Star Wars. My ex-husband was a huge fucking Star Wars fan. Okay, I tried to get into Star Wars, but I wasn't a huge fan of Star Wars. I saw the original movies, thought they were okay, but it wasn't like a huge fan. Like somebody said in the chat earlier, I think it was Johnny. He was more into Star Trek. My mom was big into Star Trek, so I was more into Star Trek than I was Star Wars. Okay, I was not a Trekkie, but if I had to compare, I liked Star Wars. I liked Star Trek more than Star Wars. Okay, however, The Mandalorian came out, and I thought it was fucking amazing. With the little Star Wars nod to that. Then guess what happened, guys? I went back and rewatched some of the Star Wars stuff and the Star Wars stuff that I missed out on. I watched some of Clone Wars. I went back and watched all of Clone Wars. I wanted to be in the know. That and I looked up stuff. I had sitting there like, now I'm interested in the Star Wars universe. So that's what I mean. Shows like Mandalorian did well, not because it was a good story, but it was because it was a good story, but not because just of that. Because it got people who weren't big fans into it to now become fans. That's the formula. That is what they're trying to do. So you guys have to understand when I say it's not for us. It's not for the old people who were fans of the shit originally. I love Superman and Batman. I was a big fan of the animated shows back when I was a kid. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, why can't we just go back to that? No, I understand. It's either going to be good or not. But if I really, really wanted to go back and enjoy a good Superman cartoon or Batman cartoon, and I don't like the shit they're coming out with now, I'm going to go back to the 90s shit. Because guess what? Those are on streaming services. The Acolyte, I'm telling you, the Acolyte, nobody gives a fuck. Like, let's keep it real. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nobody generally gives a fuck about politics or woke shit in fucking entertainment when the story itself is fucking bad. When the story is really fucking good, people look past the politics and fucking gay shit. I'm sorry, they do. They do. They do. Because you know why? I know this for a fact. Look at all the notable content creators that are anti-woke that cover this shit. Okay, they'll watch a fucking film that they're like, okay, this is really bad and it has woke shit, so I'm gonna say it's woke garbage. But then they'll give a positive review on a fucking show that they like because the story's good, right? The character's done well, but there's some gay shit in there. There's some politics in there. They don't bring up those things when they talk about it and they review it because they liked it. That's why I tell y'all, it's outrage baiting. It's fabricated bullshit. It's hypocrisy. They are only doing it because it makes them money. Because when they like a show and it has the same fucking formula as the show that they just shit on last week, they're loving it. They're loving it. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, I think Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is a great guy, but he has done this a few times. When he does his positive reviews on something, which is very rare, I'll watch it and I'll be like, Jeremy, how are you going to give this show a fucking positive review when it had gay and lesbian shit in there and fucking transgender shit in there, but you looked past it because it was a good show? But a show like Acolyte that was literally just a bad show. It was poorly written. The acting wasn't there for me. I couldn't get into it. Okay? I couldn't get into the Acolyte. It was not a good show. But it had nothing to do with any politics or wokeness in there. Because again, go back to the shit we used to love, guys. Go back to those childhood years when all the shit you're sitting here saying you loved watching had political fucking shit in it, had woke shit in it. And y'all didn't give a fuck about it back in the 90s, but all of a sudden now you give a fuck about it in the 2000s. X-Men. I bring this up as a perfect example because X-Men was all political. It was political. It was all about discrimination and racism. Yes, Captain Planet. Captain Planet was very fucking woke. Captain Planet was a cartoon literally created for politics to get people to clean up, stop polluting. But everyone loved Captain Planet. Everyone praised Captain Planet, but it had woke shit in there too. Why don't you guys ever bitch about that? Oh, right, because again, you were kids and you didn't see it, but it doesn't mean it wasn't always there. Now, did you guys all grow up watching X-Men and fucking Captain Planet thinking, like, I know y'all watch Captain Planet. Tell me y'all don't still pollute. Tell me y'all don't still spit your gum on the ground. Exactly. Did Captain Planet change your life? No, but it was a great show. It had great stories. They touched on some serious woke topics. But yet, in 2025, 2024, 2023, in this generation, all y'all are doing is bitching about this is woke, this is woke, this is woke. The shit we grew up with is woke. Hey, Brent, you know Power Rangers had a lot of woke moments? Do you remember all of the very serious tones that they took in Power Rangers? A motherfucker had like, wasn't it at one point, one of them got addicted to drugs? That was like a political thing. Hey, say no to drugs. Or an eating disorder or something. Was it eating disorder or drugs? I don't remember. They've done all kinds of weird shit. That was, again, they always insert politics in entertainment. Y'all just don't fucking want to see it because you're enjoying the story. This is why I say, Acolyte didn't fail because of fucking woke shit. It failed because it was just a shitty story. It really just was a shitty story. It was a real shitty story. The Last Jedi is a well-made movie, but it changes a prominent male lead, Luke Skywalker. It made him look weak. Changing essential elements of original material to push an agenda is woke. So here's my take on it, because I've never given my take on The Last Jedi. Okay. Do I think they did my boy Luke Skywalker dirty? Yes. However, look at Anakin Skywalker. Okay. Look at Anakin Skywalker. Okay. Look at Anakin Skywalker's stories. Look at his origin story. little boy, grows up, force sensitive, becomes a Jedi, falls in love, becomes a fucking Sith. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Falls in love, has feelings and emotions. Wow, that really sets a tone. Okay, let's look at it from a political standpoint. Listen how I spin this. Damn, guys, you know why Anakin Skywalker was such a fucking shitty character? You know what agenda the fucking industry was trying to push on that? That men can't have feelings because it makes them evil. Men can't be in love and have feelings because it's going to turn them to the dark side. Look at how Anakin Skywalker crashed out because he had feelings and he had opinions, guys. You know what's fucked up? They should have wrote Anakin Skywalker better, because that's what happened in it with Anakin Skywalker. He had feelings and he had opinions that was different. He was questioning the rules and regulations of being what a Jedi was. He couldn't be part of the Jedi Council if he didn't adhere to their rules. So he became a rebel and he ended up murdering children. Again, when people sit here and focus on these woke stuff or the politics, it takes away from just the fucking story. It does. It does. Now, for me, Brent, when it comes to wokeness, I understand there gets to a point where sometimes I can't ignore it. Okay, when I'm watching a movie or a TV show these days, I'm like, why does everything need to be like, why do we need to emphasize this character as gay or transgender? Okay, you can be a transgender woman. I don't fucking care. Does that have anything to do with your character? Because anytime I see a transgender character in entertainment, I'm just waiting for the fucking story about how much this transgender person struggled. And I'm like, I understand that. I don't need TV to tell me that transgender people struggle with being transgender. Okay, we got the message the first few times around. You can be a transgender woman and I don't give a fuck. Is it relevant to your story? Cool. If it is, I'm with it. If it's not, I don't need to hear how rough it was for you growing up. I understand it. Is that anything that contributes to your story? Cool. If not, I don't care. That to me is the only pet peeve I have. I'm a pansexual woman. I don't give a fuck if a character's transgender or not. You don't need to explain to me what the whole situation is. In 2025, if you need TV to explain to you the transgender struggle, there's a problem. Okay? So that I gave to the anti-woke people. Yes, that shit could be annoying. That shit could be annoying. But it's gotten to a point, guys, like even video games now. They're bitching about having options to have non-binary fucking character creations. I'm sorry. Did you guys have the same outrage when you were customizing a character and you could pick man or woman? Just pick the man. Just pick the man. Are you a guy? Do you have a dick? Pick the guy. But they'll get mad that there are options. Like, you're mad at an option not being forced on you? It'd be one thing if you were forced to play a character who was transgender and that was the main character. But you guys are bitching about a fucking choice. You know, that was one stream I did. I'm still to this day still triggered by that. When they were talking about these fucking games where you can pick to be in romantic relationships with same-sex characters. And it's like, bro, just don't pick the gay option. There's an option that says be gay. Don't click it. That's all you have to do to not be gay. But yet we're all sitting here listening and being outraged over fucking options that you don't have to take. That's crazy to me. That's where it comes for me, where I get mad at this anti-woke shit. Y'all getting mad because you have an option to be gay and you don't have to choose it, but you're choosing it and you're mad about it. I don't understand what the problem is. You don't have to click the button to be gay. That's it. Simple. It goes away. Make your character look like you. The option is there for people who want that option. People who are transgender would like the option to say, yeah, I am a transgender woman or I'm non-binary. Who cares? That's for them. You don't have to pick it. But that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between being forced something and then people just bitching to bitch. It's literally just the only way people are making content these days is to bitch and moan about shit that doesn't fucking matter. And Thomas, thank you for understanding my point about Anakin Skywalker. Because again, you can twist politics into any fucking story that exists out there. Like when Brent was saying, well, you know, Luke Skywalker was weak. Okay, well, Anakin Skywalker was also weak. Anakin Skywalker was a bitch. How about that? Anakin Skywalker was pussy. Because he wanted it his way, like fucking da 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 da, have it your way. It's probably Burger King, but either way, you get what I'm saying. You know? It should be about the stories. The stories should be the things driving you. Stop looking for politics and wokeness in everything you watch, because I'm telling you, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to start hating watching TV at this point. You're not going to find entertainment in anything you watch if you guys are always watching shit and getting triggered because there's a gay person on screen. You know? Sometimes you just got to be like, oh, well, it's a gay person. So what? It's a gay person. Is it relevant to the story? Cool. King Reaper for $5. Ray, I care about the story, not messaging. 95%. Holly is realizing their fuck and realizing who their audience is. To me, it's too late. The thing with Hollywood is like, so I asked a question. Not Anakin. Yeah, Anakin a bitch. Don't get me wrong. Darth Vader will always be the most badass character ever. And shout out to James Earl Jones, who was a black man doing a voice of a fucking iconic character as Darth Vader. But anyways, listen. So here's the thing. I've asked somebody who worked in the industry once. I had him on my show. I asked him, I said, do you think that the industry is just catering to a certain demographic of people? Like, do you think that they're doing all this black and LGBTQ shit just to do it to check a box? Or do you think they actually give a fuck? And the answer I got was like, well, some of them probably do that, but a lot of them are just making up for lost time. You know, Disney has a reputation for being very anti-Semitic and racist and all that shit for a long time. Don't get me started on songs of the South, okay? And don't get me talking about them damn crows. We some black-ass crows. We gotta talk like some Negroes. Yeah, chicken and watermelon. That was Disney. That was Disney back in the day. Racist as fuck. Because that time era was racist as fuck. So, of course, they were going to cater to the racist white folk and make a mockery of black people. Fucking, what do you expect? It was the fucking decades ago. I know those crows. We some black-ass crows. And we want to make sure y'all know we actually not just black crows for no reason. We are black people. We are representing the black community. Go Disney. You know? But Disney has a lot of making up to do. Let's keep it real. They get with the time. So I understand why Disney's doing a lot of black shit, because like they owe us, okay? They owe us. That's our reparations. Y'all laughing, but that shit's true. Those are racist ass motherfucking crows. Let me tell you, go back and watch Dumbo, bro. That shit was racist as fuck. It's like, damn, y'all really looked at us like that? Holy shit. God damn. They just took some black people from the South and said, we're going to make this, this is what we're doing. His name was Jim Crow too. I know. Yeah, no, Song of the South. Right. Song of the South. Listen, I get why people were mad at Song of the South, but they gave a brother a job. Okay. That black man was a star of the show. Ain't nobody had that. So, I mean, Song of the South did do some good there. They had a black man, and he probably got paid shit, by the way. You know? Snow White live action remake, another example of wokeness. Essential elements of the original Snow White were removed to push woke agenda. Okay, another example, Brent, of that just being a bad fucking movie. Okay, and again, now that we're on the topic of Disney has had a history of damsel in distress. Okay, we're in an era where people are a little bit more accepting and saying that, hey, women can be strong, women can be lead roles, right? So they did that with Snow White. And now again, if you look at Snow White, come on, Brent, let's look at the original Snow White. A little fucking creepy. A little creepy. Yo, this woman was stalked by a man who kissed her while she was unconscious. I know, the whole power of love thing. But it's also theorized that like Snow White was dead and the whole thing was like not real. Like she bit into the apple and the apple actually did poison her, died. Everything that followed was just part of her going to heaven, you know, basically. Whether you want to believe that or not. But also, here's another thing. Snow White was not an original Disney story, though. Pretty sure like it was like it was written in another country. I think it was like German or something. And it wasn't even originally a Disney story. Okay, Disney took a lot of shit from other people's writing and made them into hits, but changed it so it's a lot nicer. Because Cinderella, guys, Cinderella was a lot darker. Like, bitches be cutting off their toes to fit in that slipper. Okay, okay. Ariel from The Little Mermaid turned into sea foam and killed herself and turned into sea foam. Okay, these stories were not originally what they are in stuff. So when you say this, that Snow White's live action remake was another example of wokeness, well, here's the thing, Brent. The original Snow White was not what Disney showed us. There was no happy endings in the stories that they took these from. Okay, there is no happy endings. These stories were meant to be dark. But either way, I get what you're saying, but that movie was just shitty for numerous reasons. And it wasn't because it was woke. It was, again, just because it was a bad retelling. They changed a lot of shit for no reason. The only thing I would say was you could consider woke for me personally was mainly the fucking dwarfs. Like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Well, we can't call them dwarfs. They're now magical creatures. Bitch, what? Bitch, what? I'm sorry, what? Crazy. But again, I get what you're saying, but it's like these stories don't just fail because it's wokeness. It's mostly because they're just not good stories. Because like I'm not like in the whole anti-woke sphere, right? I watch it and not look at it like politics and wokeness. I still thought it was shit. Because it was just shit. That's the difference. When you're watching these things that are flopping, it's not the wokeness that's killing these movies. It's the bad fucking storytelling. It's the bad changes they're making, the unnecessary changes, whether it's for fucking wokeness or whatever. It's just unnecessary changes in general. And the whole thing of like, I don't need no man. Listen, I'm sorry. I am kind of tired of this whole damsel in distress bullshit. That shit's so annoying. That should be getting annoying. Like, these bitches need to like stop depending on a man. Because like, it's funny how men will be like, well, I want the story of the fucking pretty girl needing a man to save them. But then on the other hand, y'all be mad when fucking women now have this mindset that y'all need to go to work and take care of us, right? Right? But y'all want the stories of being the heroes of the stories and saving the fucking hot chick. But when the hot chick now wants you to buy her fucking nails and her hair and her clothes and provide for her, you're like, oh, well, now I didn't sign up for that. But y'all want the movies where you're saving these bitches. You think these princes are saving these women and they ain't got to fucking provide for these bitches afterwards? Y'all crazy. You're crazy if you think the prince don't got to put up with this woman now because she saved her. If y'all ain't trying to fucking provide for that princess, you better leave that bitch fucking sleeping. Okay? Don't be kissing her, waking her up. By the way, thank you for $5. This is for your Mobile T Fund. Enjoy. Thank you. Also, when we going to get more updates on Reek and Ranger? I don't know. Right now, I'm having fun talking about other shit that sets me off. We'll see what happens with that, dude. So, Brent, nah, I get you. But, like, the only live action adaptations that Disney made that I honestly think was pretty good and pretty true to the original with some changes. I loved Aladdin. I thought Aladdin was done very well. The Lion King, even though people were upset about the CGI, the Lion King was pretty good. And the Mufasa's story thing, that was pretty good. I like that. But they made changes because, again, we already watched the original, so like the live action, they were to change some things up. And I'm not too mad at some of the changes. Beauty and the Beast was okay too. Beauty and the Beast was pretty okay. Snow White probably was one of the worst. Like between the Little Mermaid started off decent, but kind of definitely was like, what the fuck is this? I don't like this shit no more. But even the Little Mermaid was probably better than Snow White. Snow White was just bad because it was just I don't know. They've done Snow White live action before, by the way. That's the thing that bothers me the most too. Is like Snow White has already been made in live action multiple times. Snow White and the Huntsman. They've done the Snow White story many times. They did Alice in Wonderland stories in live action before they started doing all this shit. So like, I get what you're saying, but like that remake was just bad because it was just fucking bad because they've already done multiple Snow White live action stories, by the way. Go back and watch Snow White and the Huntsman. Like, I think Snow White and the Huntsman was probably a lot better. You know? But Cruella was okay. Aladdin, read the real story, not happy ending. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stories that they took it from did not have happy endings. So after Superman is Supergirl, then then Clayface. Yeah. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Girl of Tomorrow. That's gonna be interesting. I actually look forward to that. When they switch the story from messaging, it's not a story. I see. That's the thing too. It's like I said earlier, they're adapting. They're adapting to the current generation, right? Because back in the days with Disney, was Disney racist? Yes, but was the world racist back then? 100%. That's why it was accepted. That's why it wasn't wrong. Because like back then, racism was a thing. It was cool to be racist. If you were white and you was like trying to be anti-racist, you were treated just like a black person, bro. Like, let's keep it real. It's not saying it's right, but those were the times. Back in those days, that's why the Crows were made. That's why Song of the South was made. You know, that's why a lot of the racist shit they did was fucking made. Because back in those days, racism was a thing. That was the norm. And then people wised up and said, yeah, that's not okay. Do better. And then people started trying to do better. And now we're in the fucking anti-woke era. So now, like I said, some people will be masking their fucking racism and their fucking phobic shit, and they mask it by saying it's criticism. Bro, you can't fool me no more. I've been sitting here like understanding the anti-woke shit, but it's gotten to a point where like, when are you guys gonna just enjoy shit? When are you gonna watch something and not say it's woke? Oh, when they stop putting woke shit in it, bro, not everything is woke. Y'all want to see wokeness in everything. Again, y'all get the option to choose to be gay, and you're mad that you have a choice. Just don't choose to be gay. Well, it shouldn't be in our video games anyways. Bro, where was that energy? Where was that energy? For a lot of these games, bro, I can't tell you how much I get so mad at these fucking YouTubers that claim they're hardcore gamers or claim they're hardcore fans of shit and ignore that this shit has been in entertainment way longer before you guys have been seeing it. Okay? Especially if you're talking about Japanese shit. Okay? That is the biggest thing I bitch at people all the time. Motherfuckers be talking about how Japan's gone woke. Bro, Japan was woke way long before anything was considered woke. Way before Japan had gay shit and cross genders. It was putting that in animes and comic books long before American fucking audiences started doing that shit. We were afraid to do that shit. That shit was considered taboo. But Japan has always had gay, cross-dressing, all kinds of political shit in their fucking entertainment way before we had that shit. Yep, Anthony, Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon was definitely one of those shows that had two lesbian characters. Okay, you had multiple cross-dressing characters, men who dressed up as women. And when they translated it to English for kids, they turned them into women, and they turned the lesbian couple into cousins. Don't forget gender fluid. Yep. And Futanari. Yep. They were the ones that too. And then you hear all these anti-woke people saying Japan went woke, bro. I'd literally just sit here and say, tell me you're not a fan without telling me you're not a fan. As babyface heel, whatever that fucking dude's name is, he is definitely not a fan. He's just a fucking outrage clickbaiter. Geeks and gamers. I would say that at this point, they are also outrage content, rage baiting. It's kind of crazy that this is where we're at. I wish America would have taken the risks of Super Sentai has, and there's a reason it's lasted for 50 years. I agree. Look at the Avatar series. I love it. Why? Because story is a real thing. Guess what, Ray? It had a message in it. Story dominated the movies. Exactly. Although, listen, Legend of Korra's ending was absolute dog shit. And I didn't care. Spoiler, I did not care that Korra ended up with the fucking girl at the end, right? That wasn't my biggest issue. I didn't care if she was a lesbian. I mean, they were both clearly bisexual because they both dated the same guy. But that's why I was mad, because like there was this whole love triangle between the two girls and the one guy, and then all of a sudden the two girls got together. And I'm just sitting here like, why the fuck did y'all do that? That was the only time I will agree that was like a fucking agenda moment. Like, that was a woke agenda moment. It's like, why the fuck did you guys decide to end it with the two females being together? That made no sense to me, because like they weren't even close like that up until like the last season, and not even like the last season was the only time you've seen them actually hint that they had a thing for each other. But for the most part, it was just dumb. It was just dumb. It was like, we're gonna make these characters lesbian, make them lesbians. Who cares? I'm just saying, like, but it makes no sense for the story. It made no sense. It never made sense in the story. Oh, they all rage bait, Johnny. They all rage bait. Who? You ever seen Legend of Korra? Avatar, Legend of Korra? That was the most fucking... I was so mad. I was so mad. But overall, that's all I got on this story, guys. You know, just a typical fucking fan bases just being fucking insane for no goddamn reason, because they're all a bunch of bitter buttheads who are just mad because their childhood's been ruined because of the new fucking era, guys. Oh my God, they're killing all the properties I fucking loved when I was a kid. You a grown-ass adult. You a grown-ass adult crying over the fact that you can't go back to your fucking days when you were a kid and getting bullied in school and had to come home for Saturday morning cartoons so you can feel like you got fucking friends. Like, I'm sorry that you're fucking so triggered that this Hollywood shit is just catering to new people and not y'all anymore. I'm sorry that you guys just assume that everything you watch has to be politics and woke shit. For the most part, I hear you, but at the same time, y'all are seeing it in everything. And also the nitpicking, like, y'all be like, I love this show, it's so great, but it also has the woke shit you guys talk about. I don't care, the story's great, and I just can see past it. Then why can't you see past it with everything else? Oh my God, they're gender swapping everybody. Listen, if it makes sense, sometimes I get it. But the whole thing is, again, if you guys are mad at fucking race swapping, but y'all nitpick it, okay? Who was really mad about fucking Samuel L. Jackson being Nick Fury? Nick Fury had always been depicted as a white man with an eye patch. The moment they had Samuel L. Jackson play Nick Fury, everybody loves Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. Matter of fact, now people really only can see Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, to the point they now make him black. They now make Nick Fury black in the comics and shit. Okay? But wait. They gender swapped Nick Fury. I'm sorry, race swap Nick Fury. They race swap Nick Fury. Why are you guys not mad at that? Oh, right, because he did it really good. He played Nick Fury amazingly on the big screen. We gonna let that slide. But how dare they do it to everyone else, and everyone just jumps and assumes it's gonna be dog shit. They're gonna assume it's dog shit because, oh my God. I just fucking can't. The nitpicking bothers me. Oh, well, they're always race swapping characters. Okay, well, y'all didn't have that same energy for Nick Fury, did you? Oh, wait, what's another race swap that people didn't care much about? Oh, yeah, Daredevil, the Kingpin. Remember when the Kingpin was black? Y'all remember when the Kingpin was black? But wait, wasn't the Kingpin always a big fat white guy? Now he's a black guy in Daredevil? But nobody was crying over that. There was no outrage that they cast a big black man to play the Kingpin. Weird, right? It's almost like y'all actually don't care that much about race swapping like you do. As long as the actor does a good job in the role, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. Because again, it's more about if you like the movie versus if you don't. If you like the movie, you won't talk about the woke shit. You won't bring up the fact that they race swapped a fucking character. Just saying. Just saying. Anyone else got anything to add to it? Like, you guys remember any of the race swapping in a story that you didn't care about? Here's another thing, too. You know what's funny? When that Resident Evil movie TV show came out, and I saw, may he rest in peace, but Lance Reddick was playing Albert Wesker in the Resident Evil TV show. And I was like, why? Why is Albert Wesker a black man now? What the fuck is going on? But like, I watched it, and even though it was not a great show, because it just wasn't a great show, his performance as Albert Wesker, especially when you get to the whole thing where he was cloned, and even when they brought him in as the Albert Wesker we know from the video games, and he looked more like Wesley Snipes, and it was hilarious as fuck. But even at that part, I loved his version of Albert Wesker. I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad at it. I mean, the Little Mermaid remake was a bit off and weird. I think she played a good job. Listen. I think that she played a good Ariel. I do think, and she had an amazing voice. Let's keep it real. She did an amazing voice. She has an amazing voice. She sung the songs amazingly. I thought it was a little weird casting a black woman for the first live action Little Mermaid, but I also think that it wasn't the worst casting choice as far as like her performance as Ariel, and her singing was great. Again, it was just the movie was done very badly. I don't think that movie would have been good with a white woman. I'm just getting completely honest with you. I don't think that movie would have been good with a white woman either way. That movie was just bad. It was not a good movie, which again is like, why? How do you fuck up Little Mermaid? But they did it, so I don't know. I just don't think that everyone needs to be so nitpicky about everything. Like, give the actors a chance to show you if they can do the role good before you judge them on the race swap. Because like, I feel like sometimes too, I'm like, if it was a white person, that's not going to make the movie any better. Like, it's like the white actor is not going to save this movie. It's just a bad movie. Although I will say that the ginger hate needs to stop. The ginger hate does need to stop. I don't know why they're well, you know what it is though, Anthony? They don't have enough natural redheads. But the ginger hate does need to stop. I would say if anyone's still being discriminated against, it is the gingers. I think the gingers are getting a lot more hate and they need more love in the industry. That's true. We all sitting here focusing on race swaps, but what about the gingers, man? And why do all the ginger characters have to be portrayed by black people? Like the gingers are now the new. I don't even want to say it on the street. The gingers have become the new black kinfolk, bro. Like the gingers are the new blacks. It's crazy. Gender is a ginger. I'm telling you, man. The ginger characters are getting destroyed, man. Like, I don't understand it. And they always get recasted by black people. I feel like the industry just wants y'all to hate us. Like, I feel like Hollywood just wants y'all to hate black people because, like, now it's not even about the white people being erased. Now we're just eradicating the gingers. Because think about it, every ginger character has been swapped with a black person. The Little Mermaid, fucking Jimmy Olsen and Supergirl, like every ginger character is replaced by a black person. It's like they want y'all to hate us. It's sad. It's absolutely sad. Even Velma took over by an Indian. Well, see, so here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. Okay, I'll get into that, Johnny. What's that chick's name? Mindy something. Is that her name? So the person who created that Scooby-Doo show, right? If you guys look at the history of that chick, right? She does a lot of self-insertions. So Velma was Indian because Velma was her. That's why. Again, that wasn't a woke move. That was the creator self-inserting herself. Because she's done it in everything she's done. Every show she has made, it's a self-insertion. I watched the show and it was pretty good. I loved it. I think it was called Never Have I Ever. I think she also produced that show. And the main character was an Indian girl navigating through life in high school and shit. It's a self-insertion. She always has done that. So that's what it was with that show, Velma. It was all about her inserting herself in the story and less about it being a woke move. That's what I keep telling people. Like, everyone's seeing wokeness and everything done, but that's legitimately why Velma was an Indian chick. You know what I'm saying? Yes, even Mindy Kaling on Netflix. Yes, everything she does is self-insertion. Every time she makes a fucking project, it's always about something involving her or she puts herself in it. That's why. Which is crazy. They made Shaggy black too, which is kind of crazy. Everyone loves Black Shaggy. That's it was a weird show, but yeah, that was what it was. Not a woke move. Mindy wants to be the star of the show, so she had to make Velma an Indian woman. You should have known that. The moment you guys saw Mindy's name attached to that, you should have known that's what she did. Like, It's woke. No, it's Mindy trying to insert herself into a fucking property, which she did. And that's why it fucking was awful. But anyways, that's all I got, guys. That's all I got. I'm winded now. So with that said, y'all enjoy the rest of your weekends and your nights. And yeah, that's all I have. Just wanted to bitch and moan about this Netflix shit and then rant and rave about anti-woke shit, which I always do because it pisses me off. It really pisses me off. I heard him was a bad movie. Was it? It looks scary, but it's a not Tyler Perry. It's a Jordan Peele, I guess. You know what's funny is like Jordan Peele is doing really good, but I don't know if this is 100% Jordan Peele, but he's gonna get to that point that like, so me and TTS were watching a show about like the history of like the culture history of like, you know, in this decade it was about the boy bands, and this decade is about like, we were watching a whole thing about like black entertainment. There was a whole episode about all the black entertainment. And you know what's sad and crazy? Like, I recommend you watch the show. I think it was on Netflix. Maybe it was on HBO Max. I'll have to ask CTS. But it's a documentary of all of like the pop culture phenomenons that happened in history. And we were watching the episode about, again, black entertainment. You know, the days of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Family Matters, Living Color, and all this shit. And when you actually find out the reasons why a lot of these shows did not continue on, and why some of them ended up going downhill. I mean, there was Living Color, Living Single, like Martin, all this shit, right? Black entertainment was at peak in the fucking 90s. Okay, in the early 90s, black entertainment television was peak. Like I said, I just named 5 shows. And notice how those all got fucking replaced or just swept away, right? And that's what happened. Like, look at the Scary Movie franchise. Look at the Scary Movie franchise. First 2, fucking phenomenal. You know what happened after that? I hate to say it, but it's actually true. Marlon and his brother, was it Marlon Wayans, and who was his other brother that was part of it? I know the Wayans brothers have a big family, but the Wayans brothers who started the Scary Movie franchise, after the second one, what happened? The fucking white folks, the white folks in Hollywood took it from them, because they wanted to do different shit. They're like, same with Living Color. Do you know why Living Color didn't continue on, right? It was, I think, not Dalen. It was Keenan Wayans. Keenan Wayans started Living Color, and he left the show because the production company was like, listen, we love the show. It's great, but if you want to keep going, you can't make the jokes that you guys are making. You can't make fun of this person anymore. You can't make fun of politics and stuff anymore. They basically telling Keenan Wayans, hey, we love this show, keep going, but we have to make some changes. And Keenan said, no, now you're taking away my creativity. You're taking away my creative freedom because you're scared, because you don't want the wrong person to be upset with you if we make fun of them on the show. So Keenan left the show, and Living Color changed completely and then started not making the views that they were making anymore. And that's what happens in Hollywood. Like, Jordan Peele has come out with some good movies, but him, like, you know, him's not good. Oh, gee, I wonder why. Maybe because Jordan Peele probably lost some creative freedom with it. They all go through it. And unfortunately, a lot of black creators, especially in history, have seen that decline. Like, Living Single was basically replaced by Friends. Like, literally, if you look at Living Single and you look at Friends, same fucking show, just different people. Just different people. And Friends was very successful. And that was the thing. Like, they started transitioning, because you notice all those hit shows in the 90s kind of disappeared. All those black shows that we had disappeared. You know? And Family Matters, what? Family Matters and Fresh Prince, top tier. Martin was okay. I wasn't the biggest fan of Martin, but Martin Large was the reason why that show definitely flopped. Yep, Sister. They had a lot of shows that was all black entertainment. And now Jordan Peele ruined Twilight Zone. It was a full Jordan Peele, no hate on him. Yeah, well, Jordan Peele is going to have his creativity stopped too, because like I said, they're trying to revitalize the black entertainment. Like Tyler Perry tried to do it too. And Medea was a great, you know, had a great movies, but even Tyler Perry's movies aren't holding out anymore. Like, when was the last time Tyler Perry made a Medea movie that was actually really good? Yes, they did star White Chicks. That is true. Yep, all of those shows did not like, and they were great shows, but there was too many black people on the TV screen, I guess. Want to talk about woke shit? They erased black entertainment back in the 90s. As soon as the 2000s started coming, you saw these shows start going away. Moesha, like there was so many TV shows. By the way, guys, I'm telling y'all, definitely check out Bel Air. Season 4 is coming out. Yes, I know. I was shocked that they had 4 seasons. Season 4 Bel Air is coming out in November. I just finished all of the last 3 seasons. It is surprisingly really good. Like, again, if you go into it not comparing it as much to the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, it's actually a good take on the Fresh Prince. I actually enjoyed it very much. So they have a lot of they bring back some of the original cast. Cousin Skeeter. Yes, I did watch Cousin Skeeter. Cousin Skeeter was great. What's up, Mr. Gamer? Cousin Skeeter was great. Medea came back for Destination Wedding. Yeah, but like does anybody really care about the Medea franchise these days? Like, let's keep it real. You know, the main negative I hear about him is it seems like it was made by a man, a non-football fan. Yeah, probably. I mean, Jordan Peele, I will give Jordan Peele credit. He's come out with, like, you know, the Us one and the Get Out. Those are really good. Like he started bringing back the whole like horror-ish type things where, like, the suspense movies, right? Suspense thrillers. I thought those are really good. I don't know what he's doing with this him thing. It does look interesting, but I have no idea. I mean, the Medea films are funny, but I'm kind of like over it because, again, don't forget, black entertainment. You know, a lot of the movies, especially, really leaned into a lot of the stereotypes, and in this generation, if you haven't noticed, it doesn't hit the same anymore because everyone's like, again, in this woke era. But man, like shows like the Dave Chappelle show, like I just saw a tweet today where they were showing that one of the skits from the Dave Chappelle show when Dave Chappelle was on a flight, and the lady goes, "Oh, you know, what would you like for dinner? We have chicken and fish." And then he has that little, you know, how you have that little conscious on your shoulder. It's a very stereotypical old timey black guy saying, "You know, you want the chicken. You know you want the chicken." And he's like, "I'll take the fish." And then she's like, "Well, we don't have any fish." And then the guy's like, "Oh, good, we still back in the game." Look. And he's like, how is the chicken prepared? And she's like, "It's fried, sir." Oh my God, that comedy was so good. And it's sad because the Dave Chappelle show would not like last in this generation. And that's the saddest part. Comedy, and that's why I can't stand woke and anti-woke shit, because even comedy is being killed by this shit. Like, you cannot have a comedian say the shit that they used to say back in the day. Back then it was funny. Now it's offensive. You know, people try to cancel Dave Chappelle multiple times over this shit. It's fucking sad. And that's why I can't stand this culture war with this woke and anti-woke shit. Yo, both sides are killing it. Thoughts on Jimmy Kimmel being fired? Okay. See, I okay. Okay. So here's the thing. Yes and no, Brent. And here's why. I do feel like people shouldn't get fired for having the freedom to give an opinion. However, I don't think y'all really understand that you guys waive your rights to that amendment when you sign a legal document when you are employed within a company. Okay, this goes for every company, even McDonald's, even a grocery store. When you go, next time you go, like, look, read the shit you sign, guys. Almost every single job you get, especially in America, right? Every job corporation has a policy that says that you cannot do anything that is going to make the company look bad. Right? You have to uphold the company's standards and morals. Okay? That is why they are legally allowed to terminate your employment for saying something that goes against what they stand for. If you make the company look bad in any way, shape, or form, you are going to get fired. And unfortunately, you guys waive your amendment rights when you sign those contracts. Jimmy Kimmel, even though I agree he shouldn't have gotten fired, in my opinion, for having an opinion, right? but he signed a contract and he knows better. People in the industry especially know better. The industry does not like to deal with scandals and controversies. They don't like to get into politics that much. And when I say that much, I mean, do they insert some politics in their entertainment? Sure. But when they are very outspoken about it, when they are literally coming out and giving statements about politics, and that causes a lot of backlash, that is not good for business. They had every right to fire him, unfortunately. Now, do I think that he should have been fired for his comments? No. Do I think Gina Carano should have been fired from Disney for her comments? No. But do I understand that this is going to happen because you sign your fucking rights away when you get employed? 100%. 100%. But Brent, this is what I'm saying. Especially when it comes to Disney. Disney is notoriously and very publicly known for not dealing with anything controversial. Okay? Disney stars have been fired for having their nudes leaked on the internet. Not by them. They didn't put their nudes out there. Their bitter exes put their nudes out there. You know what I'm saying? And the Disney stars got fired for it because it's not good for the Disney image. So again, when you sign these contracts, read the parts where it states that you cannot do anything that's going to make the brand look bad. Again, unfortunately, that is a factual thing. They have every right to do it. And everyone has a right to be upset about it. Because again, I understand everyone has a right to an opinion. You shouldn't be fired for having an opinion. But at the same time, Brent, let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask this directly to Brent. Brent, let me ask you a question. Okay. You are employing King Reaper. I'm sorry, I'm going to use King Reaper as an example. So, Brent, you have a company, okay? You hired King Reaper to work at your company. Now, I know where you stand as far as freedom of speech. But King Reaper is now on social media talking about how he is so glad that a school full of black children was targeted for a fucking shooting. Okay? Oh my God, there was a shooting with a black school and all them black kids got killed, and I'm so happy for it. And now people find out that King Reaper works for you. Okay? Now guess what? No black people are going to want to fucking buy your fucking property or whatever you work for, whatever services you provide. No one's going to buy shit from you, Brent, because King Reaper made that comment about all them black little kids being killed. Now, he has every right to give that opinion, does he not? Yes. But that now hurts your business. Are you going to keep him employed? You just lost thousands and thousands of dollars because of what King Reaper said. Okay? You have to understand, businesses are also protected by the government. Okay, governments, like businesses are protected by governments just as much as our rights are protected by the government, right? So again, you have to ask yourself, Brent, if you are the one that owned a business and King Reaper made those comments and now you're losing business, are you going to keep King Reaper around? Because now every black person that you were making money off of is no longer buying your shit. You know, as an Asian man, let's say this was Asian people. And King Reaper made comments about Asian people. That he has every right to say it. First Amendment rights, 100%. But now you're losing money. Your family is now calling you like, Brent, how could you employ this person who hates us? Are you going to keep him around? Or are you going to have a policy in place that, hey, you just come to work to make money. Keep your politics and all that other shit at the door. You're coming to work. You know what I'm saying? The businesses have every rights just as much as we have the rights of freedom of speech, but the businesses also have rights and they're protected by the government. As long as you have a policy in place that says you cannot do anything that makes our company look bad and you sign that legal document, you can't do shit about it. That's how it works. Because, like, look at YouTube. If YouTube allowed everybody to have freedom of speech, okay, it would hurt them financially. Remember Adpocalypse? Do you understand why they have policies now in place that prevent us from saying some of the shit that we say? Because when PewDiePie, the number one fucking YouTuber on this platform, was saying the N-word with the hard ER, advertisers and investors pulled out. They didn't want their advertisements on a video or live stream where he said a racial slur. That hurt YouTube's business. Now, when you read the partner program, you need to adhere the policies because they are protected by the law as well. So again, that's basically how I feel about Jimmy Kimmel being fired. Is I don't think he should have been fired. I don't think people should be fired for having certain opinions. But at the same time, notice how I said certain opinions. But I do think that if you are saying some racist shit and saying some crazy shit, like, I have every right to say you don't have to be here. You know, just like on my YouTube channel. If somebody came in here and started attacking Brent, I have every right to ban them from my channel. I am now telling you, you don't have the rights to say that in my platform. Go to your platform and say some crazy racist shit to Brent all you want, but you're not going to say it here. I'm not allowing you to come to my place of work and say some shit that I don't want you to say. You're upsetting Brent. Brent is a viewer. He is a respected member of my community here. And when I say respected, I respect him. He is welcome here. He's welcome to have an opinion. And I do not want people coming in here and attacking him because of whatever stupid bullshit you want to attack him on. Why is a part where FCC threatened to not renew licenses if Kimmel was not fired for not being mentioned? I mean, I don't know. I'm not that in depth into that shit, but I just do know that the moment you get employed or you have a contract, you sign your rights away, Brent. Like, you do. Like, if you don't believe it, like, I want you to go to a business, Brent, and ask them about the policies about social media. I can't tell you how many jobs I've had where I've had to sign documents stating that, like, they literally have it like social media. It's like a social media policy where, well, you can make posts about, you know, the company, but you just can't make posts saying anything negative about the company. Literally in the policies. Now, again, if I want the job, I'm going to sign that paper, but I'm also waiving my rights to have freedom of speech with that, because now if I work at this company shit, I just signed my rights away to not bash that company publicly. You get what I'm saying? It's like an NDA. It's like an NDA. Government interference in private businesses matter. It's against the First Amendment. Well, that's the thing, though. Again, Brent, the businesses are protected with the government as well. They have policies and laws that protect the companies from making the decisions they do. Because again, Brent, think about it this way. Again, let me go back to you because you're the one that has the strongest opinion about it. Let me go back to you. Again, you own a company, right? Now, do you think that you have no right in dictating how your company should be and how your employees are supposed to conduct themselves while working? You know, when you own a business, you have to come up with policies, right? So Brent, and we'll say Brent has a Power Ranger distribution company. Distributes everything Power Rangers, toys, comics, you know, $8,000 fucking Power Ranger suits, okay? Brent's company is a Power Ranger company. Now, you had to get the rights to the Power Ranger shit by working and saying, okay, this is a kid-friendly product, so we have to be kid-friendly. Yes, I understand y'all adults, but while you're here working for me, try to conduct yourself in a way that's not going to hurt business, right? Brent, you have every rights as a fucking owner to dictate how your business is supposed to operate. That's what the policies and regulations are for, to make sure that your brand is protected. But if you have an employee like King Reaper, I'm going to keep using King Reaper as a fucking example. I'm going to use King Reaper as an example. If King Reaper is employed with you and he is acting in a way that is hurting your company, then you definitely have a right to tell them, fuck off, you're fired. But that's the thing. The government is if the FCC, the FCC oversees, that's their job though. The FCC, that is their job. The FCC was created to protect the businesses, but also to basically regulate what the consumers consume and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. What do you think Jimmy Kimmel should have done differently? Honestly, Mr. Gamer, when you understand the business of this stuff, I think that if you're in this industry, what you could have done differently is not said nothing at all. Not said nothing at all. And I understand that sucks, but it's like, that's what you signed up for. That's what you signed up for. You signed up to just be an entertainer and not be a politician. If you wanted to be a politician or you wanted to talk about these topics, you should have chosen a different field of a career, you know? And again, I think Jimmy Kimmel is a great guy. I don't think his comments deserved him being fired because, like, the Charlie Kirk situation, like, look, the Charlie Kirk situation is simple as this. Do I agree with things Charlie Kirk has said? No, I don't. Have I heard him say things that have been pretty racially insensitive or phobic and all that shit? Yes. Do I think that man deserved to get shot in the fucking neck in front of his children? Absolutely not. Do I think that people need to celebrate it? Absolutely not. Do I think people need to cry over it if they didn't like him? Absolutely not. The thing that I've always said is I will never, ever celebrate your death if I don't like you, but I won't cry over you either. Because for me, I'm not showing compassion for the person I don't like who got killed. I'm showing it for the family who did love that person, because those people love that person for a reason. And I'm not going to take those feelings away from those children or that wife or his family, his mother and father. I'm not going to take that from them. I'm not going to celebrate his death when he has children. Well, what if he probably raised those kids. Probably, you don't know how those kids would have grown up. A lot of kids don't grow up ending like their parents. You know that, right? So I'm not going to celebrate a man being murdered, assassinated for having a fucking opinion that people didn't agree with. Who was it really hurting at the end of the day? Oh, well, it hurts people because it rallies those people that it's just a simple mindset. It's a single mindset. He wasn't changing people's minds. He was catering to people who were already thinking like that. That's what I see it as. You know, I don't think anyone should be celebrating Charlie Kirk's fucking murder. I think it's disgusting that that's where we come as a society, is we have no compassion or empathy for whether you have compassion or empathy for Charlie Kirk. I don't want you to have compassion or empathy for Charlie Kirk if you didn't like Charlie Kirk. I want you to have empathy and compassion for his fucking children who didn't even know what the fuck was going on, who literally was there when they watched their father's neck fucking shoot blood out of it and die immediately. That was a kill shot. That man wasn't going to be saved. You know, I can't stand it when people always do that. Like, listen, I don't fucking like Rican Ranger. I hate that man. But if anyone fucking killed him, I would be fucking devastated. That man still, I don't care if you guys think he's not a good father. Those kids will still mourn his fucking death. I don't want that for his kids. I don't want that for his fucking family who do actually love him, but probably just don't fuck with him because they realize he's crazy. But I would never celebrate anyone's fucking death. And the people who are justifying it, and you're like, you're no better. You're no better. And then people make the arguments, well, we all celebrated Hitler's death. I didn't celebrate it. Bitch, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. You know what I think about Hitler dying? I think it's sad that it fucking came to it. That he ended up doing some fucking horrible, horrible shit that killed thousands and thousands of people. And ended up dying anyway. Like, what did you accomplish, sir? What did you accomplish, sir? I think it's sad that it even got to that point. But am I going to cry that he got killed? No, that's what you get. But I'm also not going to celebrate it. You know who did it? You know who anyone had the rights to celebrate that? The families of the fucking, like, millions. I always forget it was millions. It's been a long time since I had a history lesson. You know the people who had rights to celebrate his death? The families of all the people who fucking got murdered by that man, you know? It's fucking crazy. I think it's sad that it even got to that point where so many people were fucking slaughtered. And again, he died at the end. And by the way, didn't he take himself out? So, like, you know, I just think when it comes down to it, there's a difference between Hitler being assassinated, or I'm sorry, not assassinated, Hitler being killed, and then, you know, Charlie Kirk being killed. Charlie Kirk wasn't massacring people also, so that's the thing. Oh, God, here we go. Wait, I was going to end soon, but here we go. What are you talking about? Of course, Netflix is going to buy Netflix. The Snyderverse will be restored. Snyder fans is not the problem. It's the toxic James Gunn cult. It's a delusional problem. Oh my God, there's always one. I'm so glad I was streaming for long enough. I'm glad one of y'all came in here. First of all, of course Netflix is gonna buy WB. We don't even know if that's even confirmed information. First of all, Paramount will probably buy it before Netflix. And if you think Netflix is gonna buy it and restore the Snyderverses, you guys are delusional. Netflix is notorious for canceling fucking shows that don't make them money. Netflix is primarily a streaming service. Netflix doesn't want people to go to the theaters. They want people to sit at fucking home and watch their streaming services. So if you think that Netflix buying fucking WB is going to be a smart move, you're delusional. And also Rorschach's channel, here's a fun fact. They're not even talking about selling DC. They're talking about having, like, it's WB, first of all. You understand WB is technically the parent company. DC Studios is under Warner Brothers. There's other companies that are under Warner Brothers. So even if Netflix buys Warner Brothers, it doesn't guarantee that they're going to get DC Studios. You know, Discovery might still keep DC Studios and just sell off Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers doesn't own, like, they currently have the IPs, but Discovery owns it. And you understand that they could separate DC Studios from Warner Brothers. So again, you Snyder fans are the ones that are delusional. It has nothing to do with James Gunn either. I'm not even a big James Gunn fan. That's the crazy part. You consider, like, I've had people call me a James Gunn cultist, and I'm like, bro, I'm not even that big of a fucking James Gunn fan. I'm looking at it from a business perspective that you guys don't know or educate yourself about. So if you really think that Netflix buying WB is going to be the best thing for DC, it's going to kill the superhero movie game because Netflix is going to only have the fucking budget. You know Netflix is cheap as fuck? Like, hello, Rorschach, do you guys understand how cheap Netflix is? Netflix cancels shows after one season because of budgets. Look it up. Juniper Legacy, canceled because of budget. Altered Carbon, canceled because of budget. They cancel their shows that they produce because of the budget. But you think they're going to buy WB and have the budget to make fucking Zack Snyder's Justice League movies? You guys are the ones that are delusional. Do you know how much money Henry Cavill is going to have to be paid to come back and play Superman? Do you know how much money Ben Affleck is going to have to be offered to come back and play Batman? You think Netflix has that budget? Why do you think Zack Snyder didn't hire like A-listers for Rebel Moon? Right? Army of the Dead sequel was canceled. Exactly. But this, you see? I'm glad the Snyder fans come in here and say shit because they really just say shit and they don't understand anything about what they're talking about. They don't understand the business. Netflix buying WB is the worst thing that's going to happen to WB. The worst thing that's going to happen to WB. It's going to kill WB. Netflix only wants WB so they get all of the rights to all of the WB fucking owned material to add to their streaming services. That's the only reason why Netflix wants WB. They don't want it back to restore the Snyderverse. They want it so they can actually have all of WB shows on their streaming services that they weren't allowed to get because WB wouldn't allow them to license it. That's why Netflix is that's why Netflix would consider buying WB. But David Zaslav even said that it's not even guaranteed that they're going to actually give away all of the shit that's under WB's umbrella. They might actually only give them certain companies that WB owns. That doesn't mean they're giving them DC Studios. Again, you Snyder fans get so excited over shit you don't even know about. And Netflix ain't cheap. It can't even give us an annual membership. They'll give us a monthly membership. No, Netflix is cheap as far as their productions go. Folks want Snyderverse restored, but let Rebel Moon die. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm delusional. Okay, I'm delusional. Hold on. This one's funny. No, you are delusional, but I'm not. Not even a Snyder fan. I'll bet you're a toxic James Gunn. Wait, what? I just said I wasn't a huge fan of James Gunn, but okay. I'll bet you are a James Gunn cult. Then you're becoming a shill and clown if you don't like Zack Snyder films or personality. Don't watch it. Okay, again, you. Yo. Here's a little fun fact for you, you ignorant piece of shit. And I'm going to call you an ignorant piece of shit because I can't stand it when y'all come to my channel and say shit like this. Because the Zack Snyder fans keep saying I'm anti-fucking Zack Snyder. I loved Sucker Punch. I loved the movie 300. I loved Dawn of the Dead. I love Zack Snyder's Justice League. I loved Man of Steel. I loved Army of the Dead. I loved Army of Thieves. I liked Twilight of the Gods. I didn't care for Rebel Moon. I think Zack Snyder is an actual great creator. I think he has talent. I love Sucker Punch. You know why? Because Zack Snyder is actually a fan of anime, and he added a lot of anime elements into Sucker Punch, which is why Sucker Punch is one of my favorite Zack Snyder films. If anything, I'm more of a Zack Snyder fan than I am a James Gunn fan. The only things about James Gunn, any movies with James Gunn I actually liked was when he did work on Dawn of the Dead with Zack Snyder. Number one. Number two, I did like Guardians of the Galaxy. I think he did amazing with Guardians of the Galaxy. I like Peacemaker. Didn't really care for James Gunn's Suicide Squad. I thought it was probably mid at best. I prefer David Ayer's version of Suicide Squad. So now, again, you tell me about myself and how I'm more of a James Gunn cultist than I do care about Zack Snyder. I think Zack Snyder has a great personality. I think he is a great writer. Again, Rebel Moon was not one of his best works, but I still got through it, and I think that he could have done better. I like that he did take a lot of inspiration from Star Wars and Sailor Moon in Rebel Moon. However, don't ever sit here and tell me I'm not a Zack Snyder fan or I hate Zack Snyder. I do watch Zack Snyder. I think he's a very smart man, and I do like his movies. Next question. You're the one that's delusional. You're the delusional one. You tell me why Netflix is going to buy WB and what you think they're going to do with it. Please educate me. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I spit too many Zack Snyder films in your face? Did I do too much of that? Here's another fun fact that these people don't understand. When Zack Snyder's Justice League was actually released, the Snyder Cut, I streamed it on Twitch the whole 4 hours, and I fucking cried. I was on cam the whole time, and I cried. Zack Snyder's Justice League cut was an amazing movie, way better than what Joss Whedon did with it. And I did want the Snyderverse to be restored. I was like, I want more of this. But unlike you people, I know when to move on. Bro, you know what's funny? Rorschach's channel literally just told you of all the Zack Snyder films I enjoyed and how I felt about Zack Snyder, but I'm still a shill. I'm a shill, and I'm still delusional. And then you hit me with the no you comment. You are delusional, bro. I literally told you about a bunch of Zack Snyder movies, even before he worked with DC, that I liked, and you're still sitting here saying that I'm wrong. Make that make sense. You are the delusional one. This is why you Snyder fans got problems. This is why a lot of the fucking DC fans don't fucking like y'all. And it has nothing to do with James Gunn, all to do with the fact that you guys are in fucking sane. No, let them stay there. This is fun for me. Because I get these Zack Snyder fans that come in here just to talk shit and set me off, and then I fucking school them, and then they run away. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You can sit here and tell me I don't like Zack Snyder all day. Doesn't make it true. And it's funny because I have friends who are friends with Zack Snyder. And they literally go on their channels. Zack goes on their channels. Notice he doesn't go on the fucking other people's channels. Like Skywalker. When has Zack Snyder ever actually been a guest on Skywalker the Jedi's channel? When has he ever been a guest at any fucking pro-anti-Zack Snyder Restore the Snyderverse YouTube channels? Never. And he never will. You know why? Because Zack also thinks you guys are a little weird. Fun fact, Zack Snyder knows that you guys exist, and he also doesn't directly address y'all on social media because he knows y'all are fucking weird. Just like we talked about bad business moves. Here's another bad business move. Don't be a popular movie director with a psychotic fan base and fuel the flames of your psychotic fan base, because that's not going to open doors for you in other production studios. And that's why Zack Snyder don't fuck with y'all like that. He will entertain your bullshit at fucking events and be like, yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds cool because you're a paying customer. He wanted y'all to watch Rebel Moon, and guess what? Y'all didn't. That's why Rebel Moon failed. Rebel Moon failed because Zack Snyder fans couldn't get that movie to fucking move the needle. Sweetheart, before James Gunn took over DC, the Zack Snyder fandom was still bitching and moaning. It had nothing to do with James Gunn. James Gunn wasn't even at the studio yet. And the fucking fans were still crying and bullshitting about all this shit. Oh my God, they're gonna restore the Snyderverse. WB restore the Snyderverse. They've been a problem. It has nothing to do with James Gunn. It has all to do with these Zack Snyder fans and these YouTubers only caring about themselves. Zack Snyder fans are the problem. The James Gunn fans just try to push back on them, and they're doing just as bad as that. They're becoming just as bad as Zack Snyder fans. I'm not gonna lie. James Gunn fans are getting a little fucking crazy too. But also, it's kind of crazy how you're sitting here talking about James Gunn fans and Zack Snyder fans, but like neither of those fans give a fuck that Zack Snyder and James Gunn are fucking friends. That's the funniest part about this. James Gunn and Zack Snyder are literally friends. James Gunn called Zack Snyder and asked him about the Superman suit for his movie. Hey, Zack, how come you didn't put the fucking red trunks on your Superman? You know what I'm saying? They're fucking friends. They've worked on movies together. And you fucking people out there who say stupid shit like on my screen, it's like, do you guys really not understand that James Gunn and Zack Snyder are fucking friends? They work together. And instead of attacking James Gunn, you guys should have been championing him to get him to convince Zack to come back. James Gunn was the blueprint to get Zack Snyder's universe to come back. But instead, y'all attacked James Gunn. And by the way, James Gunn said he asked Zack Snyder if he wanted to come back and work on these movies. And Zack said, no, I'm busy over here at Netflix. And yet you guys hate James Gunn. You guys are the ones that are delusional. You guys are the ones that are fucked in the head. James Gunn asked Zack to come back. Hey, Zack, you want to come back and work on a movie here? I'm the head of DC now. Zack, you want to come and work on a movie with me? Zack said, no, I'm busy working on Rebel Moon. And then you guys came at James Gunn and shat on him for even asking Zack that question. Isn't that what you wanted? James Gunn was the one that wanted to bring him back and asked him to come back. Hey, Zack, you want to come back? Nah, James. I'm working on Rebel Moon. I got this exclusive deal with Netflix. Okay, dude, no problem. Hey, James, I'm looking forward to your version of Superman. Nah, dude. Okay, I'll let you know. No, it's a Gunn cultist. Even though James Gunn was the only one that was wanting Zack Snyder to come back. Literally offered Zack a fucking position to come back and work on a movie. And Zack said no, but you guys keep saying that Zack Snyder wants to do it so bad. James Gunn gave him an opportunity and Zack told him no thanks, bro. Yes, it is. James Gunn's Diaper Man, aka Domestic Man, it flopped. It's not going to make box office because it failed. Even James Gunn is a pedo. Okay, but here's Zack Snyder hugging up on a pedo then. I mean, again, this is why you guys are delusional. This is why I know you're a troll. There's no way you have a picture of James Gunn with his arms around Zack Snyder, both of them smiling, and calling James Gunn a pedo and not sitting here like, Zack Snyder, why are you hugging up on a fucking pedophile? If that's what you guys really think. If you guys really think James Gunn's a pedophile, then why aren't you calling out Zack Snyder for being friends with a pedophile? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. This is why these fans are fucking crazy. I can't tell if this is a troll, if this is an actual fucking Zack Snyder fan, because like, that's crazy to me. Anytime, though, you bring up Zack Snyder's relationship with James Gunn, though, they don't got shit to say about it. The one time they've addressed it was like when Zack Snyder was on Dave the Film Junkie's channel doing an interview talking about Rebel Moon and stuff. And then people were bringing up James Gunn's appearance in, I think he had a cameo in Teen Titans Go. And it was Teen Titans Go? It was like the new Teen Titans cartoon or whatever that fucking shitty version of Teen Titans was. But James Gunn made an appearance and people asked him about it. And that's when Zack said, now see, Zack could have said nothing. He could have said, yeah, it was cool and kept it moving. But Zack's exact words in that interview was, yeah, no, I thought it was kind of cool. But like, people tend to forget that me and James worked on a movie together. Dawn of the Dead. Okay. Now, when Zack Snyder said that, because people are like, are you and James good buddies? He's like, yeah, we're buddies. James is my buddy. That's exactly what he called him, my buddy. We worked on a movie together, Dawn of the Dead, right? So the Zack Snyder fans, when they heard that, this is how they twisted it, y'all. They said, well, Zack was just being professional. The thing is, right? Being professional in this industry, if you don't like somebody, if you actually look at a lot of interviews with directors or actors who don't like somebody that they've worked with or that they have an opinion on in the industry, when they get asked the question, do you like this person? They either they won't say yes, but they won't say no. Some of them might say yes or no, but for the most part, if they don't like somebody, their safe answer is yeah, yeah, moving on. Like, they don't want to answer the question. So here's this guy's killing me. Apparently, James Gunn was a pedo when he posted on Twitter X in 2018 with dirty jokes on children. It's disgusting. That's why I don't like James Gunn anymore. Cope harder. Oh my God. So here's the funny thing, right? This is why people like this are great for my chat, because they say stupid shit. When you're saying apparently, you're saying you don't know. Apparently, James Gunn was a pedo. First of all, you're saying apparently James Gunn was a pedo. How can you say was a pedo? Number one. And you're saying apparently. No, here's what happened and what you're referring to. James Gunn back in 2018 did make some disgusting jokes involving kids, yes. But again, not justifying it. But look back at the history of James Gunn. When James Gunn started, he was part of a fucking company where they produced very dark and edgy fucking comedy shit. Okay, that was the humor that was acceptable back in 2018. Look at YouTube, sir. YouTube had the same type of fucking content on its platform before people were like, yeah, that's not okay. And then guess what? Those jokes were never made again. James Gunn has never made those jokes again. And again, calling somebody a pedophile for fucking some pedophilic shit they've said online doesn't make them a pedophile. Cope harder. Do you even know what a pedophile is? It's somebody who has a sexual attraction to minors. So show me where anyone has accused James Gunn of having an inappropriate sexual relation with a minor. Guess what? It doesn't exist. So therefore, were those jokes very distasteful and disgusting? 100%. Was that the norm in those times? 100%. Does it make it okay? No, it does not. That's why those jokes aren't made anymore. Especially when a lot of those jokes were made by people who did happen to be pedophiles. But please show me where James Gunn was ever accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a fucking minor. There's no story out there. No one has come forward and accused him of having sexual relations or sexual conversations with somebody under the age of fucking 18. So you guys out there who keep pushing that he's a pedophile are pushing it based off of cringy, crusty ass fucking jokes that were made in 2018. And it's funny how you even refer them as dirty jokes on children. You acknowledging they were jokes, right? So they weren't even meant to be taken seriously, but he's a pedophile. Here's the problem I have with you guys bringing that up all the time. It's scary that you guys don't even understand what a pedophile is, which means I'm looking at y'all a little bit more like y'all might be potential fucking predators, and we should be checking your hard drives if you don't even know what a fucking actual predator looks like. But again, please tell me to cope harder. When you guys keep using shit back in 2018 that was posted publicly on social media without any actual evidence or proof that this man did anything to harm a child. Now, I'm not saying you have to like him, because trust me, I don't want any, I wouldn't want to fucking support somebody who's making those jokes right now. Like, that's fucking gross. But ever since he got called out for it, he's never made those comments again. He's never made those jokes again. But please continue to educate me on how you're right and I'm wrong. Because again, in 2018, guys, those jokes were always made. The racist jokes, the pedophilic jokes, the fucking homophobic jokes, that was normal in 2018 before people realized it was wrong and disgusting. And James Gunn grew the fuck up. How old was James Gunn? Hey, Siri. How old was James Gunn in 2018?
Okay, I found this on the web for how old was James Bond in
No,
2008.
how old? No.
Check it out.
How old was James Gunn in 2018? It said James Bond.
Okay, I found this on the web for how old was James Gunn in 2018. Check it out.
Okay, so James Gunn was born in wait, what? James Gunn was born in 1966? God damn, how old is he? How the fuck old is James Gunn? Okay, Oh man. James Gunn was still in his early. He was old enough to know better. Let me shut the hell up. He was definitely old enough to know better. I know that what James Gunn did is wrong. That's very disgusting about everything he posted. That's not right. I think toxic James Gunn cultists are brainwashed or something. That's a problem. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, right? See how you labeled me a shill and a James Gunn cultist? I'm neither of those things. I'm just a fucking person who has opinion on fucking shit on the internet that I see, right? I'm just giving my opinion and basing my experience on my little knowledge on business practices and little knowledge I have about the industry, okay? So, again, you calling me a shill and saying that I'm delusional is fucking in itself exactly the shit that a lot of Zack Snyder fans have called me. They called me anti-Zack Snyder. Did I not just sit here and educate you on all the fucking films Zack Snyder has made that I fucking love, that I enjoyed? But I am anti-Zack Snyder. Here's the difference. I am anti-Zack Snyder's fan base. That's what I am. I like Zack Snyder. I can't stand his fan base. And I think James Gunn fans are starting to get up to that level with me as well, because I've seen them do the same shit that the Zack Snyder fans have done. But at the end of the day, I hate to be that person, but the Zack Snyder fans started it first. They started it first. So, again, I'm not saying you're wrong. You can feel how you feel about James Gunn. I don't really fucking care, dude. Like, you can hate James Gunn all you want. I don't care. Who am I to you? Why should my opinion matter to you? It shouldn't, right? So if you hate James Gunn because you think he's a pedophile, fine. I disagree, but you can hate him if you want to hate him. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. What I want people to acknowledge, though, is if you're going to call James Gunn a pedophile, why is it okay for you to call James Gunn a pedophile and not acknowledge the fact that Zack Snyder is friends with somebody who you guys call a pedophile? Zack Snyder doesn't think James Gunn's a pedophile. And if he does, why is he in this picture with him right here? Why is he considering James Gunn his buddy if y'all are calling this man a pedophile? I'll bet you are a Snyder hater. Then you became a Gunn lover. Wait, how am I a Zack Snyder hater and then becoming a Gunn lover? What, bro? Are you fucking serious? Did you not sit here and listen to me list all of the Zack Snyder fucking properties I've loved and watched? Like, a lot of people don't even acknowledge Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is one of my favorite things Zack Snyder has made. Watchmen too. I'd be sleeping sometime, but I forgot about Watchmen. Watchmen was amazing. But what do you mean see, this is what I'm saying about these fans. You guys put labels on me when you don't know shit about me. I love Zack Snyder films. The only thing I told you the things I like about James Gunn, like Guardians of the Galaxy and Peacemaker. Guardians of the Galaxy and Peacemaker are like literally the top things I like with James Gunn. Meanwhile, I like 5 or 6 of Zack Snyder's works. Let's see. Let's list them again. Dawn of the Dead was fantastic. Sucker Punch was fantastic. Army of the Dead was fantastic. Army of Thieves was fantastic. Twilight of the Gods was pretty good. I liked Twilight of the Gods. Could have been better, but I liked Twilight of the Gods. Watchmen was fucking phenomenal. 300 was phenomenal. That's 7 fucking things that Zack Snyder has done that I'm telling you I fucking liked. And I still like Zack Snyder stuff. Rebel Moon, in my opinion, was not good. But I don't hate Zack Snyder for it. Zack Snyder has 7 fucking things he's made that I've absolutely loved. Rebel Moon was not one of them. I'm looking forward to whatever Zack Snyder puts out next, but why is it that I can say that, but also still stand by and support some of the stuff that James Gunn did? Why does it have to be one or the other? That's a Snyder cultist mentality. And the only reason why James Gunn has, I guess, cultists accumulating now is mainly to push back against the Zack Snyder fucking fans. To be quite honest with you, the James Gunn cultists only exist to fucking combat the Zack Snyder cultists. Why can't you guys see that? And why do you guys feel like you're entitled to have a more opinion in the fucking DC fandom than DC fans? The real DC fans don't give a fuck who directs the movies. They give a fuck if the movies are good. And that's the problem you people have. Yes, I said it, you people. You guys think it's one or the other. How about neither? How about we get rid of James Gunn, never have Zack Snyder come back and put somebody else in the seat? How about that? You guys will never be happy unless it's Zack Snyder. That's the problem. I don't care if it's James Gunn. I don't care if it's Zack Snyder. I just want good fucking movies and entertainment. That's all I want. Sweetheart, if James Gunn only cared about taking advantage of Zack Snyder's career, he would have kept Henry Cavill. He would have brought back Ben Affleck. What do you mean? What do you mean? If he was trying to take advantage of Zack Snyder's fucking stuff, he would have kept Henry Cavill. When Henry Cavill announced he was coming back as Superman because he was making a cameo in fucking Black Adam that The Rock was making, he would have kept Henry Cavill on. So what are you talking about? Your delusion of grandeur is crazy right now. Like, this is insane. This is insane. Saggy, it's Phantom War. Saggy is going to be like this 24/7. Oh, I know. I know. DC fans don't care. Exactly. Oh, no. They can call me Saggy. I've said that many times. You guys can call me whatever they want to call me. Yeah, exactly. But you know what's funny? You know what's hilarious? The Rock misled the fucking fans, right? The Rock took advantage of Zack Snyder's fans when the Zack Snyder's fans crashed out with the trailer because they had a little when the trailer dropped, right? When Black Adam's trailer dropped, they used clips from the Justice League, right? And they showed a clip from the Josh Whedon's version of Justice League, and the Zack Snyder fans crashed the fuck out about it. It was like, why did you use that version? Why did you use that version? So The Rock catered to the fucking mob, which is the one infraction I had with him, and he re-edited the trailer and included Zack Snyder's fucking version of the story into it, right? Cool. Then what did The Rock do? He spoiled the end credits scene by announcing that Superman, played by Henry Cavill, was going to be in the film and make an appearance, right? Which again got Zack Snyder fans so excited and hyped up to get them to go see Black Adam. Black Adam still fucking bombed. And then Henry Cavill was told, yeah, we actually didn't have plans of having you come back. We're not continuing the Black Adam story. Goodbye. And then what happened? The fans blamed James Gunn and not The Rock. And not The Rock. I stopped liking Dwayne The Rock Johnson because of that. Because Dwayne The Rock Johnson did take advantage of the Zack Snyder fandom, did cater to them, and then they fucking found out that there was nothing. That was all Dwayne The Rock Johnson and all those people at WB before James Gunn even really got the keys to the fucking studio, okay? And then they still blame James Gunn for that. That was 100% The Rock. But again, you, Mr. Rock, like the funny thing is, using this avatar and this name while saying that I'm not a Zack Snyder fan is crazy because I loved Watchmen. Watchmen is like one of my favorite superhero movies, but whatever. When you say this shit, I'm like, you are either trolling or ignorant because there's no way you're going to blame James Gunn for trying to take advantage of Zack Snyder, but ignore the fact that not only did James Gunn ask Zack if he wanted to come back and work on DC movies and shit, and Zack told him no, you guys don't want to acknowledge that. You don't want to acknowledge that The Rock was the one who actually took advantage of Zack Snyder's fan base. It's not about being a gun lover, dude. It's about fucking facts over your fucking feelings. You know what? This is what they do, right? They don't listen to reason. They don't address anything I'm saying. They just continue to say that I'm a shill. Okay, then bye. You're right. You know what? I am a lost cause, and I guess so are you. So why are you still in my chat? Bye-bye. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. I'm a gun lover because I'm literally pointing out the fact that the Dwayne The Rock Johnson took advantage of the Zack Snyder fandom, and he does not want to acknowledge it. And it's definitely he, because women are not this obsessed as the dudes are in the Zack Snyder fandom. There's very few women in the Zack Snyder fandom that are this fucking obsessed. It's fucking sad. You're a fucking sad person for this, bro. But thank you for engaging with the content and giving me somebody to like push off of, because I was about to end my stream until you came in here and you just kept it going, because like that's insane. You don't even want to acknowledge that The Rock was the reason why Henry Cavill did not come back. The Rock took advantage of Zack Snyder's fandom. And you guys are sitting here like, it's Gunn's fault, bro. What? James Gunn didn't even make the decision to bring Henry Cavill back. That shit was done without his knowledge of it. And here's the funny part. James Gunn could have told The Rock, no, you can't have Henry Cavill come back. But it was already too late. But let's blame James Gunn. Everything's James Gunn's fault. I'm not even a James Gunn lover. You guys are just fucking insane. You guys like to point fingers because it helps push your fucking narratives. And it's sad and pathetic. You're the lost cause. All of you Zack Snyder fans that act like this are lost causes. That's why you guys don't even want to engage with me anymore, because you know deep down I'm fucking right, but you don't want me to be right because then it proves that you're wrong. And you can't be wrong because you guys need the fucking attention. You need all the fans to suck your virtual fucking dicks all the time because you have nothing else going on for you guys in life. All you guys do all day, every day is argue over fucking cape shit that real normal people that function in society don't give a fuck about. That's why this is a problem. That's why you guys are single-handedly killing the fucking franchise. You're killing the fandom. The fans are divided because you people won't let it fucking go. Because you people come up with these fucking conspiracy theories, fucking like high-induced delusional shit that comes out your mouth, not based in reality or facts. I say facts and you call me a gun shill. You call me a gun lover or a DC shill, which is crazy because if I'm a DC shill, wouldn't you want me to be like in support? Like, why would you push away people who are fans of DC while wanting Zack Snyder to come back and make DC films? You guys are fucking retarded. You really fucking are. And that's how triggered I am with this right now. Like, you guys want Zack to come back and make DC films and yet shit on DC right now. Thinking Zack's going to save DC. Okay, well, what happens when Zack comes back and finishes the Zack Snyder universe? What happens then? What do you want after that? Do you want Zack Snyder to run DC now? Is that what we're going with? You just want Zack Snyder to run DC? Is that the next movement after Zack comes back and finishes his universe? The 3 movies that he was supposed to do? After those 3 movies, then what? Then what? Are you guys going to shut the fuck up and move on? Y'all motherfuckers can't even support Zack Snyder on shit that's not related to DC anymore, let alone support the shit he's doing now. You guys think you're the majority voices, but you're not. You're not, and you never will be. You're just annoying. That's all you people are, is annoying. I hope that fucking weirdo left, bro, because that dude was triggering me, man. That's why I cover these fucking weirdos. They say the most crazy stuff. They literally say the most craziest fucking things. I'm sitting here like, why are you all like this? Y'all are killing the fucking fandom. Killing it. You're a James Gunn lover. You're a fucking weirdo. You guys want Zack Snyder's dick in your mouth so bad. It's fucking painfully obvious. Like, you want to be pegged by Zack Snyder. Just fucking say it. Just say you want Zack Snyder in your mouth, dude. It's fucking weird. It's so bad. These relationships are so fucking parasocial. It's disgusting. Saggy, it's James Gunn this, James Gunn that, James Gunn all about that, bro. Shut up. Good God, it's giving me a headache over here. I mean, it really is, though. It's fucking crazy. I want to point out that Zack Snyder didn't do very well on Netflix either. I mean, I said that, but they don't want to believe it. They don't believe it. Kim here says Snyder didn't fucking invent DC. He's not the first person to ever make DC live action movies, and James Gunn won't be the last to make DC live action movies for. Exactly. But again, you tell these people this and they just say you're delusional. They say you're the one delusional. You're the one that doesn't know what you're talking about. You're the one that's crazy. You're the one that's sucking this. Bro, it's like, are you serious? They hit you with the Uno reverse card every time. It's fucking embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for this fandom right now. Do you like James Gunn? Bro, why do you keep asking that? Why do you keep asking that? I like some James Gunn films. I like James. I just told you, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like, what stream are you watching? What stream are you watching? That's insane. I don't care if you're disappointed at me. I'm sorry. Does your disappointment pay my fucking bills? No, they don't. Here's the problem with what you said. I've already addressed this question. I liked Guardians of the Galaxy and I like Peacemaker. That's really it. Suicide Squad wasn't that great. Oh, Creature Commandos, I'm kind of getting into Creature Commandos too. So I'm watching some of the DC shit and not even saying, oh, wow, this is a James Gunn fucking film. No, I'm watching these stories, not thinking about who's directing it. That's y'all's problem. I watch shit because it's good. I don't watch shit for who directs it. By the way, before the fucking Zack Snyder shit, I didn't even know Zack Snyder did Dawn of the Dead. I didn't know Zack Snyder did Sucker Punch. When I watched it, I found that shit out after the fact. So I'm sitting here watching these films, enjoying them for what they are. And it's like, oh shit, this was a Zack Snyder film? This is fantastic. I can't wait to see more of what Zack Snyder does. But at the end of the day, y'all are the weirdos that are so obsessed with movie directors, you don't even give a fuck about the stories anymore. Y'all the ones that are the lost cause. You're lost. You're lost. I don't care if you're disappointed. Like, I don't even know you, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Dad, is that you? Should I be upset? Like, why should I be disappointed? I don't care if you're disappointed in me. Who are you? How about that? Who are you? Should I be upset that you're disappointed in me? Like, who are you to me? Who are you to me? Real question. Who the fuck are you? Because ain't no way you're coming in my chat talking about you're disappointed in me like I'm supposed to care. Because the funny thing is, Zack Snyder is disappointed in all of y'all. The way you act, the way you behave, the way you attack DC fans, the way you attack James Gunn, who's his friend. It's crazy. It's crazy. I ain't gonna just watch shit made by one director. That's stupid. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. They're so obsessed with Zack Snyder. It's actually fucking painful. It's painful. Zack Snyder is not gonna be your daddy. I don't know what to tell you. It's absolutely weird. Like, this whole conversation is absolutely weird. That's why I'm like, this dude gotta be a troll. Because there's no way an actual person who's normal is going to sit here and argue with me like this. Like, there's no way. There's no way in hell. I was so sad when I found out Snyder wasn't going to get to finish his DC movies. I love them, but I can enjoy other shit too. Exactly. Bro, here we go with the Uno reverse card again. No, you. Bro, are you actually going to say anything intellectual, or are you just going to keep saying no, you? Otherwise, like, if you're not going to actually have a good faith conversation, then my mods are going to have to see you to the door, because there's no reason why I'm going to have to sit here and argue with somebody saying the same shit over and over. So do you actually want to have a conversation, or are you just going to keep saying I'm delusional and a lost cause, but still stay here and watch the stream and still engage in the conversation, still give me a view? Like, which is it? Because at this point, you're just not bringing anything constructive to this conversation. If anything, you're being destructive, and I ain't got time for that. I've been arguing with Zack Snyder fans for a very long time, and y'all are the same. You're all cut from the same cloth. And that's why most of them fucking pathetic losers have me blocked, because they're too scared of fucking arguing with me, because they know that I'm going to make sense and they're not. So again, please continue to say stupid shit. You have one more opportunity to actually have a serious conversation with me. Otherwise, you're going to get booted and I'm going to end my show. Because, like, this is crazy. And I know you're probably from Skywalker's community, so I look forward to you bringing my name up there so that they can cry about me more by not saying my name, because they're a bunch of fucking pussies. That's another thing that a lot of Zack Snyder fans are, especially online. They're a bunch of fucking pussies. They talk a lot of shit and they act tough online, but in the real world, they're a bunch of fucking pussies. That's why they follow people in the bathroom and try to fucking get them to fucking attack them so they can have a good story and cry victims so they get more views on their channel. So, like I said, if you have one more chance to actually have a conversation. You say one more stupid shit with this no you again, then I got to have my mods get rid of you, bro. Like, I'm just not here for that. Oh, wait. Hold on. His whole channel is bullying people. Wait, what? Hold on. For real? Hold on. I need to see this. I need to see this for myself. Would you look it up, Johnny? I gotta see this for myself. That's crazy. Hang on. Let me let's check out their channel. I'm curious now. I need to know. I need to see it for myself. Come on, load, you son of a bitch. He said bullying. That's crazy. How many subs do they have? You are a troll. You are a troll. You are definitely a troll, bro. Stop. Let's take a look at your channel. Let's see. Go to channel. Let's see what your channel's looking like there, buddy. Bro, Kim, they like, bro, I have been called the biggest Zack Snyder hater on the internet. They think that they've been spreading lies that I got paid by James Gunn. It's insane. Like, all they do is fucking lie. All right, let's see. Oh, you only have 2 subscribers. That's good. You know, you can be getting there. Toxic gun cultists are salty. Oh my god, you're one of those. Hold on. Let's take a look at the toxic gun cultists is salty. 4 months ago, 2 subscribers. That's crazy. You're an alt account. All right, let's take a listen. Let's take a look, guys. Let's take a look, guys. I'm interested in someone. This one. Let's see. All right. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this content. I met someone from Henry's channel who was typing all sorts of nasty stuff about me online. He was so nice to me when we talked face to face. Yeah, that sounds about right. People are like that, Brent. All right, let's take a listen. Let's see what this person has to say about the Zack Snyder stuff.
Warsh's channel, April 25th, 2025.
What the fuck?
Any fake fans keep doing this every day. Tired of them and harass people.
Okay, what am I watching? What is this? What is this?
This channel is afraid of me. I seen it its true face. The fake clowns are extended gutter, and the gutters are full of spoiled brats. And what they afraid of cowards, they're all sick of them. With all these filthy lies, and all they want is to give it attention. And the clowns for crimes will look to realize and shout, "Save us." And I'll whisper, "No."
I'll give him credit. The voice is spot on. He's got the voice. He's got the voice down. Now the voice isn't that bad. It definitely sounds like him. I got it. Yeah, I mean it's not bad, but it's one of those videos where it's like you're trying hard to prove a point. I get it, but like if you just don't want to listen to logic and reason, that's on you. I'm not mad at it. You do you. I think honestly, here's the thing I would suggest to you, right? You got 2 subscribers, but your videos are doing pretty well. So you're promoting it somewhere. But you only have 2 subscribers, bro. You need to start promoting this more. This is peak content. This is entertaining, right? You need to definitely do more with the promoting yourself. The whole shtick you got going on being this character and stuff. It's not bad. I'm not gonna shit on him for that. Like, I'm very supportive of other content creators. He has every right to say what he's saying, but I think he's wrong, and he doesn't want to listen to reason. He doesn't actually want to have a conversation. So maybe next time, hey, listen, don't block him. You know, keep him around because maybe I'll have him on the show and he can try to actually have this argument with me on the channel. Like, actually, you got some time now? You got some time now? I'll put the link in the chat. You can come on. Only you though, because I don't got time like that. If I have Brent come on, we're gonna be arguing for an hour. I don't want to do like a 3-4 hour stream. I'm already streaming for almost 3 hours. But like, if you want to come on here, sir, and have this argument with me, you're welcome to do so. I'm very curious if you actually can have a legit conversation with me. Damn, that's crazy. Don't say that. That's crazy. Dr. Manhattan's a dick. He has a big dick, but he's a dick. So his shorts are worse. Okay, I gotta see the shorts. I gotta see the shorts. Hold on. He says the shorts are worse. That's crazy. How do you only have 2 subscribers? What is with people always calling people clowns? Like, this shit's getting old. Let's see. Whoa, wait a minute. Johnny. He's going after you? And he's being racist? Johnny, you didn't tell me that. Oh, man. That's crazy. Why is he attacking you, Johnny? It says video unavailable. Damn, bro. Damn, Johnny. He tagged you and everything, bro. I can't play the music. Yo, that's crazy. Nah, he's Johnny. You didn't tell me he was attacking you, bro. What did you do? Damn, Johnny, what did you do? Why did we attract the crazies? Damn, look at this. Look at this. Look at this racist ass shit, bro. Yo, that's so racist. Can I blow it up? Look at this racist shit. Me Johnny Dome, bitch. Me Korean, me bullying people. That's crazy. Me Korean, me eat egg roll. Wow, this dude's racist. Yeah, nah, he gotta go. I don't fuck with that racist shit. I don't like that racist shit. Yeah, he gotta go. Yeah, nah. I don't fuck with that racist ass shit. Like, it's one thing if you want to disagree, but you want to sit here and be racist towards somebody, like, that's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. And it's funny because Zack Snyder said no Asian hate. His fucking daughter is Asian, you fucking dickhead. You need to go. Bye. Don't come back to my channel, bruh. Nah, I don't fuck with that racist shit. I don't fuck with that racist shit. Zack Snyder's kids are fucking half fucking Asian, bro. Like, are you serious? That's I don't. Yeah, he had to go. I don't fuck with that racist shit. Yeah, he gotta go. You want to be racist towards somebody? If you want to disagree and call him toxic, that's fine. But you coming at him for his fucking race is crazy. Yeah, that Johnny, I'm sorry. If I knew that, you should have said something sooner. I would have banned him sooner. If you said it, I did see it. I'm sorry, but like, I saw this, he gotta go. He gotta go. I don't fucking like racist people like that. That's crazy. You being Korean has nothing to do with what you're fucking. See, this is what I'm saying. These people are fucking insane. Yeah, I'm good with that. That's damn, Johnny. Well, we ain't racist over here. We love our Asian people over here. And I love me some Korean food, yo. I fuck with kimchi, just saying. I love kimchi. But also, yo, don't even get me started talking about how much I love Korea, because like, I'm rewatching some Korean dramas right now. Okay, I love me some Koreans. They're very their culture is amazing. I wish America adopted some of Japan and Korean culture, because like, man, they are so respectful and considerate of other people, man. Like, it's crazy. But anyways, that dude entertained me long enough. I got to go. It's been 3 hours. Actually, I'm gonna stay on for 10 more minutes to make it exactly 3 hours, because it's actually technically 2 hours and 50 minutes. Bro, that is funny too. Koreans aren't even known for egg rolls, but he don't care. Yeah, that's true, Brent. That is true. Koreans are known for kimchi. That's like, when it comes to foods, kimchi. What is it? I don't want to butcher it. Is it kimbap? Kimbap? Is that what it's called? My sister turned me on to Korean food, but I fucks with kimchi. Kimchi is a perfect level of spicy. Just saying. If you like cabbage, it's fermented cabbage. For those who don't know, kimchi is fermented cabbage. It's very spicy, and I know Koreans eat. From what I was told, they have kimchi with like almost everything they make. But kimchi, oh, dude, their barbecue, yo, don't even get me started, because I'm selling. I want some Korean food right now. Their barbecue, their Korean barbecue is fire. Fucking fire. But yeah, that's crazy. And I'm just going to put out there, I think Korean men are very attractive. They're very pretty. I'm telling you, they're very, like I said, they're like, woof, don't even get me started. Yeah, kimbap. Yes, kimbap. I've had that. It's very good. Their chicken's really good. I like the way they make their chicken. The best chicken that I've ever had comes from Haiti and Korea. I don't know what it is with how they cook their chicken, but the way they cook their chicken is fucking amazing. I would have hit back, but Koreans are more respectful. Nah, when I saw that Johnny, he had to go. I don't like that. Especially, like I said, I don't do the racism shit. I really don't like doing the racism shit. That shit's not allowed here. Because I respect everyone for who you are. I don't care where your ethnicity is. But like, yeah, as soon as I saw him coming at you with the Korean shit, like, yeah, he had to go. That dude, that's kind of crazy. Which is funny because like the dude has an accent. If you actually listened to that video we were reacting to, it's he doesn't say all the words. So he's definitely not from America either. He's from another country. You can tell by the way he talks. He's not even from America. He's speaking broken English. So like, for him to say some racist shit to you, like, and you're not even like, what is wrong with you, bro? Oh, you too? Bro, what the fuck? Like, why are people like this? Great, now he's gonna start coming after me. That's crazy. Like, dude, mind you, this is all over fucking movie talk, bro. This dude's you got problems. I know you're still watching whatever your channel is. Like, why are you like this? Like, why are you like this? Like, are you bored in life, dude? You have nothing else going on? You don't have anyone who loves you? You don't go out? That's crazy. Who's Slavs? Damn. Yeah, that person needs to stay away. That's crazy. Like, imagine being so pressed over fucking online shit. That's crazy. For what though? Why? Why? Like, make it make sense, please. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, I don't know why they're like this. I don't understand why they're so angry at people for not supporting them or giving their opinions on shit or calling them out on their bullshit. This is what I'm saying. These fans are fucking insane. These fans are insane. Yeah, my allergy is kicking in. You know what's funny is I had a feeling that dude wasn't even from the US because like the way he was typing. So I'm like, it's crazy how he's acting racist against Asian people. And you know, he's from another part of the world where I'm sure people are racist against him. So it's like, that's kind of crazy. Like, why are you such a racist piece of shit? And then you call yourself a fucking Zack Snyder fan. Zack Snyder's kids are fucking Asian. Like, are you fucking serious? Make it make sense, somebody. I need it to make sense. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's just fucking weird, man. The person that doxed me said he didn't do it, only showed my full name. He doesn't know that that's doxing. Oh my god. That's crazy. Yeah, my allergies, y'all. My allergies. It's my allergies. Oh my god. Why do I do this, man? The crazy people that you encounter on the internet, it's like, yo, y'all need help. I just don't know why people act like this. Like, there is no need for that racist ass shit. No, me Johnny, me Korean. Like, the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Who cares if he's Korean? Who cares? What does him being Korean have to do with anything? Racist ass motherfucker. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I just know that people are fucking sad and pathetic and need to grow up, but it's the internet, so it is what it is. Damn, man. People think doxing is only address and stuff. Yeah, people don't understand what doxing is. Yeah, those. I've heard about that Aaron Fisher guy. Fucking weirdo, too. Oh yeah, no, because again, it's the internet, so if they can be racist and nobody cares because there's nothing they can do about it, right? Right. Well, I could just be racist and who cares because nobody's gonna do anything about it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Except for block you. And then watch, this fucking weirdo's gonna start coming at me now. Dude needs to find more targets. Like, get the fuck out of here. 2 fucking subscribers, bro. I'm so fucking scared. So fucking scared. Oh, he's gonna dox me next? Good. Have fun. Go ahead and dox me, bro. You'll be doing me a favor. I don't have to hide in the shadows. All right, I got like 3 minutes left, so let's get back to the topic. And I guess in conclusion, guys, Netflix buying WB is a bad business move. Zack Snyder fans need to stop thinking that they know what's best for the DC studios and the industry. They have literally no knowledge of how business works, basic business, let alone the industry business. So that's basically it. Aaron Fisher got mad at me when I asked for proof of the GoFundMe on his apparently hurt dog surgery when there are scams on GoFundMes. Yeah, well, usually when somebody gets mad about that, they're probably scamming. How dare you question my integrity? You're asking for thousands and thousands of dollars, but you have no right to ask me where it's going. Insane. Absolutely insane. But again, it's the internet. What do you expect from these? It's funny that this dude called me a shill, and I'm like sitting here like, but y'all ain't shilling for Zack Snyder? Y'all ain't shilling for Zack Snyder? Okay. That's crazy. He kept saying, you love James Gunn. You love James Gunn. Bro, what? I don't even know James Gunn to say I love him. But I'll tell you what, I like some of his work. You got proof that he's skimming money? Are you on Twitter? Send it to me. Everyone kept telling me I need to freaking start covering that Aaron guy. I might do that next. Wow, look, guys, another Aaron scamming people, scamming a fan base. Go figure. Seems to be a trend. Oh, he's buying toys. I mean, okay, so in fairness, Chris, like in fairness, I don't even know. No, this is Aaron Fisher. He's a YouTuber. He's a Zack Snyder fan or whatever. In fairness, though, right? I've heard this argument before. Like, you can still ask for money if it's going towards like medical bills and like still, have money to do other things. Like, do I think that it's a good look? Absolutely not. But like, a dog getting surgery, like vet bills are very expensive and it definitely will pretty much break your bank. But like, that doesn't necessarily mean that they still don't need the money for that. But I do think that, yeah, if you're buying like stuff and posting it publicly while you're asking people to give you money for surgery for your dog, that's never a good look. Because like your life doesn't like somebody gave somebody a criticism like, oh, dude, like you're going on vacation, but you're asking fans for money for a lawsuit. Dude, lawsuits are expensive and your life shouldn't stop because you're going through a lawsuit. Like you can still put your own money into it, but like if you don't have thousands and thousands of dollars on deck to file a lawsuit or something that you need to take care of as soon as possible, like I get it, but buying toys and asking for donations, yeah, that's never a good idea. Like, listen, I had to GoFundMe up, which all my GoFund money did go towards its intended purpose, which is my bills. But like, if I got a few extra bucks and I was like, I want some boba tea because it makes me happy, I'm gonna go buy some boba tea because it makes me happy. And I'm honest about it. Like, listen, everything that you guys sent me, I would say maybe only one time I used $20 of that to get myself some boba tea, but the rest of it did help me into like going towards the bills. So yeah, I mean, I get it. It's like, it's not the best look because it does come off scammy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they still don't need that money. You know what I'm saying? What up, Razio? I can't disclose all I got because Aaron threatened to sue me, and I got but yeah, but like, does he know who you are? See, here's the thing: how can he sue you? Here's the thing. Hold on, before I get going, because I am at the 3-hour mark. What did he threaten to sue you with? What did he threaten to sue you with? I'll tell you right now if he has a case. Because people can threaten to sue all the time. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to or they have a case. Because here's the funny thing, Chris, right? If he can't even come up with money for his dog's surgery, he definitely is not going to come up with money to file a lawsuit because that also takes money. And lawsuits can take a very long time. Oh, yeah, no. You can, no. Yeah, don't worry about that. He can't sue you for that. He cannot sue you for that. He cannot sue you for that. So I don't know why you're saying you can't disclose it, because like you can. He can't sue you. Because again, Chris, think about it. If he has to ask y'all for money to help his dog, he doesn't have money to help his dog, but he has money to file a lawsuit, he cannot sue you. People always throw out, I'm going to sue you for libel defamation as a means to scare you into shutting up. And clearly it worked. So no, he cannot sue you for libel defamation. Especially if you're in a state that has anti-slap laws, by the way, because number one, he has to find you and file in your state, because he has to file where you are, which means he needs to file a lawyer that has jurisdiction in your state, number one. Number two, again, we go back to I don't think he has money, because if he doesn't have money to even take care of his dog, he won't have money to actually sue you. What is that? Right. I don't know, man. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. But no, he does not have money to sue you. You shouldn't be afraid of that. You shouldn't be afraid of that. He can't sue you. He could try. No, he's 100% trying to scare you. He's 100% trying to scare you. But that's the thing. You're letting him scare you. He can't sue you for libel and defamation if you have evidence. Because here's the thing, right? Libel defamation lawsuits, number one, discovery works both ways. Okay. So now if he's going to sue you for defamation about his GoFundMe and Clinton and saying it's a scam, right? Now the courts have to the courts have to prove, like you guys have to prove that it's not a scam or that it is a scam, right? So what are they going to have to do? They're going to look at his bank statements. They have to look at the GoFundMe, and he has to release that information, and it's going to be public domain. So he's not going to do it because number one, it's going to be public. So everyone's going to know what he's been spending the GoFundMe money on. And if it turns out he's not actually spending the money on its intended purposes, he's going to get fucked. He's going to get fucked. So I'm telling you, he's not going to sue you because discovery will probably expose him way more than he wants. He's just saying it to scare you. Not necessarily jail time. If it turns out that it's a scam, he probably won't really get jail time, but he will definitely get a fine. He will definitely get a fine. So I think you'll be fine. And I think that if you have proof that he's scamming, I wouldn't do it publicly. What I would do is I would contact GoFundMe and give them the information about the scam, because they can do something about it. So that's my advice to you, Chris. If you have that information, do not make it public. You should go to GoFundMe first and see what they say about it and let GoFundMe handle it. And then after that, yeah, you can probably make a public thing about it, but do that way. But I do got to go. This has been a fun show. I love the crazy person that I just came into my life now. So I guess this person's going to start going after me and attacking me. So I look forward to it. It's going to be great. I'll have another lolcow to milk this year. So with that said, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Much love. And I'll see you guys. I'm probably not going to see you guys tomorrow. But Monday I will probably see you guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. And what song do I want to end out on? We'll do the Skywalker one because it's about the Zack Snyder cultist. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Ski Walker's head looking rough. I grab a lot. Claims he's got the scoop, but the truth he forgot. Chasing Snyder dreams, Netflix on the line. Delusion running deep, yeah, he's out of time. Restore the verse, he screams to the sky. Promises are lies, built to defy. His noggin got bumps, his story's got cracks. Living in a dream, never facing the facts. Zack Snyder shadow, he prays for a call. Netflix ain't listening, not at all. He's a Jedi in name, but Sith in the brain. Deception on repeat, driving fans insane. Bumpy head wisdom, smooth as a rock. telling tales tall, ticking off the clock. Says he's got sources, but it's all smoke. Just another joker, spinning the joke. Keyboard warrior in his basement throne, claiming he's connected but he's all alone. Snyder cut dreams, they're all he can see, but reality's a mirror and it's screaming flee. Restore the verse, he screams to the sky. Promises are lies, built to defy. His noggin got bumps, his story's got cracks. Living in a dream, never facing the facts. Zack Snyder shadow, he prays for a call. Netflix ain't listening, not at all. He's a Jedi in name, the Sith in the brain. Deception on repeat, driving fans insane. Bumpy head wisdom, smooth as a rock. Telling tales tall, ticking off the clock. Says he's got sources, but it's all smoke. Just another joker, spinning the joke.